I think how many people are in here? All right, we got 285 people in here. That's good enough to start with. We're good.
Sure.
All right, welcome everybody. So basically, what I wanted to do, I talked about it with Maven for a little bit. I know Tommy and obviously Nameless as well get a lot of questions probably in their chat while they're playing games and stuff about like COD and like kind of questions you can't really go in depth with like when you're playing because you're like focused on other stuff. So basically, we're gonna be answering questions like in the chat, trying to interact with the chat and like talk about basically CWL London in general and just like COD in general as well. So basically, we're gonna recap London a little bit, answer some questions. But I wanted to start off with the first question because I get this all the time in my chat, and I wanted to see what other people that aren't coaches actually have to say about this, considering I'm kind of biased towards it, but I'm actually against what I'm about to say. So, all right, I asked you guys before we started this call, do you think that coaches should be allowed on stage?
No.
Like during matches?
During matches,
No.
yes, during matches.
No.
Like
Nah.
full time. Full time.
I don't think so, and my reasoning is because people can cheat if they do that.
Well, who coached?
Yeah.
Who coached here when you were allowed on stage? Because I did briefly.
I did. I played.
Yeah.
With it.
just
I
remember
played
when
too.
coached
I played
when
too.
I coached Unite. Literally all I did because I didn't know COD like those guys. It was what was that? Ricky Saints,
Killa and
Bose and Killa, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
And literally all I did was their eyes, bro. Like if someone didn't spot something, because you know when you're like really focused on the center of the screen, you'll miss stuff. Like it happens when we're playing Blackout all the time. Like you're watching the other person's POV, you see something they don't see. Like I was literally just their eyes. Like that's just horseshit.
Yeah, no,
I just
agree.
think if coaches are on the stage, like, dude, a coach in an NBA game can't be on the floor with the guys. Like, it's just different. Like, I think there should be timeouts, maybe. And I don't know if we could do that somehow
Imagine
in
if
the
Bill
future.
Belichick was in Tom Brady's ear as he like was back in the shotgun and like he missed a wide open receiver. He's like, Gronk's wide
Yeah,
open, and he
like,
like
that's
hits
not-
like, that's
Yeah.
just yeah.
I feel
Alright.
like part of being a good player is being aware, and if a coach is doing that job for you, then it just takes the whole point away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also on top of that too, I feel like having like an in-game leader. Someone said it in my chat as well. Like, I feel like having that aspect to you as a player like goes a long way. And I feel like if you were able to like have a coach just kind of be the leader, like while everyone's kind of just zoned in and playing, it'd kind of be lame.
You could have 5 just brainless slayers on your team.
Well, I mean that, and then there's a lot of pros that also don't know how to speak and shoot at the same time. Surprisingly, where like imagine you could just like look at
Speak
one.
for 'em.
no,
Yeah.
dude,
Like imagine
When
I could
you
look at
play-
one
you
guy's
play-
play and just be like, all right, yeah. Oh yeah, you don't know how to
as soon
speak in
as I start
Blackout ever.
shooting, I can't fucking talk as soon as I
Oh,
start
yeah,
shooting,
we-
like, I can't speak. So
We've learned that the
I
hard
mean-
way. I've learned that the hard way multiple times. Your
I mean, I'm not a
communication
pro,
is awful.
but like I think that applies to some pros for sure. Like,
Oh yeah.
you get dialed in, you're red.
There's a lot, especially some of the younger guys.
Well, yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
use like for example, I team with Celium. Like he's an unbelievable
Yeah.
player, but like Tommy, imagine if I could call out for Celium while he was just
Yeah. I mean,
zoned
dude,
in.
RJ would just stay on his POV and just call out for him, and it would be perfect.
Yeah, no, that's I was making sure because I'm on the same way of what you guys are thinking. I've just been asked that so many times, and I've had a lot of people disagree with me like in my chat before about like how like they think like it would be most competitive like in COD if I could stand on stage behind them and like be in their comms. But I don't know. I feel like that just
We're
adds
getting a
too much.
Mr. X cheerleader again, dude. We don't need that.
But yeah,
And another problem is you can also cheat. Like, it's
Yeah.
just not fair. I don't
That-
think it's cool.
that adds way too much. Yeah, it adds way too much variables of like cheating. It takes a lot away from players. Like I feel like a lot of in-game players, like JCap for example, like I feel like if he loses the leadership aspect, like it hurts him too. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like having that leadership aspect is something that's like really overlooked in COD, and I feel like it would be kind of taken away.
Yeah, 100%.
I know. I was making sure. I want to
Guys.
get that out of the way. What?
Can we make it clear that Ben was never our coach?
Wait,
Because everybody thinks Ben was our coach. He was never our coach, ever.
wait, Ben.
Thank
Ben.
God.
Wait, Ben was never faces. Why do people think
Ben
that?
was
I don't
absolutely
know.
your coach.
No, he
No,
was
he was
not. No,
not.
he was
No,
not.
he was
He was not
absolutely.
our coach.
You guys would lose a map, and Ben would walk out like, "What the fuck? Why didn't we rap back?"
Yeah, and we
I
want
would
to
see
punch
him
him in the
screaming
mouth
at you
every
guys.
No,
time he did that.
I assume that Ben had like a dirty secret about one of you guys
Yeah.
like, forced to hire him, and he like worked with FaZe. That's what I assumed all along. Like he had some dirt on one of you guys.
Yeah, no comment.
So what's the back to that original topic? What's the argument people have for wanting coaches on
So-
stage? 'Cause there are players that want that, right?
So yeah, I don't know about players, but the people that have like kind of said the other side, the only thing I've ever heard is that like to make it most competitive, like having a good coach, for example, could like I guess if you want to use it as an example, is some of the coaches that haven't really played Call of Duty, right? Like they don't
Sure.
understand like the in games as much as I guess someone like I guess me that's played. I guess like I could come in handy more on stage than someone else, but like I don't know. I don't really like that side of the argument at all. Like I just
I
don't.
don't like it either.
That's like the one thing people are saying. Like you can have the most competitive team where like your coach could be even more important than he is now, being on stage, understanding Call of Duty more. But like I don't know. I feel that's lame.
Is there even a single esport where you can talk during game?
Wait, how's it in
No, it's
CS:GO?
it's timeouts and
Yes,
CS.
timeouts or between rounds.
Miles,
between-
thanks for
well,
the
not
500
between
bits. 1 second.
rounds, between maps and stuff like that. Like I don't. Does anyone just have live access to it?
I don't
Across any
think
of the
so.
major esports? I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
I mean, even in COD matches, there's a break between like games. Was it game 2? There's like a 5 to 10 minute break. It's like there's like a break where you can.
Wait.
talk about
Coaches
the
now though,
series.
if you want to talk between 1 and 2, you can't you?
Yeah, you can.
Wait.
But it's not very long. Like,
Halo and Gears, I think you can be on stage at both times, at all times. That's what Jordan
Yeah,
generally said.
I said major esport though. Like that's not even a knock to those, but those aren't like I'm talking like your League, CS, Dota.
Another
Overwatch.
thing is like also COD now is 5v5, so having like another guy up there might not even be as beneficial as some people think.
I think
Just
it would be
too much.
annoying.
It might be more beneficial, honestly.
I think it'd be hectic as fuck with another guy calling
Well, no,
out.
I mean,
It
I think
would.
you
It really would.
have. Well, then I think you would just reduce the comps to people that don't normally talk.
I was about to say, I feel like you would have to
But
have
the-
like I would just watch Celium's screen and just be like, all right, he's over here. I'm
Yeah.
spawning here. I'm watching
But
the pings
there's
here.
an
You know what I'm
issue-
saying? Like,
That'd be
There's an
OP,
issue with that
Yeah.
though, because like you have to kind of the way you're supposed to communicate is like kind of calling out what you're about to do or where the guy went, etc. And it'd be really hard to.
well, that is true. I wouldn't be able to like predict his movement. You know what I mean? Like, if he was thinking like, yo, I'm gonna go over on this side of the map, I can't like think that. Like, I would. So I guess that would be not
You
as
wouldn't be in his
easy.
head, yeah.
But at the same
You
time,
might
like some
mess him
players
up a little
don't.
bit.
Some players don't even say that though. Like some players are just like some players just shoot and zone in, dude. And it's what it is. I don't know.
It'd just be like a cheat code having a coach up there.
Yeah, and like I'm trying to think, like Halo coaches were mostly for timings, if I remember correctly. Like it was for
Got
timings and
weapons
power
and
ups and
stuff.
stuff like that. Like there's nothing
Well,
really like that in COD.
Yes and no. I mean, the specialist count. I mean, I can't explain to you how many times I've watched my team and I'm sitting there like
that's true.
behind the stage with my
but,
arms
like,
crossed.
how's
And I'm like,
he-
they have flag. They don't
Well,
have
I
flag
even
jacket
agree
on.
with
They don't
having-
know.
I don't even agree with having coaches in Halo, but like I was trying to remember back to coaching back then because I did a little bit, and it was mostly his timings for like invis, overshield, rockets, snipes. But
All right. Yeah. No. All right. No, I wanted to get that cleared up because I get that question a lot, and I feel I'm on the side of you guys, but I feel like I've gotten it so much that there's got to be a group of people that like think they should be. I just disagree personally. I feel
I assume that's in the minority, but
yeah, no, because I feel like your most important hours as a coach is like during practice, like getting them prepared for the event. You know, like
Yeah,
getting them
100%.
like when they're getting prepared for the event, like doing your most in practice, making sure they're like on time and all this other stuff, and then when they get to the event, you can only do so much, but like you have them prepared for your matches.
well,
you know what I mean?
that's how it is. That's how it is in any major sport. Like,
That's-
it's all
yeah, I
practice.
agree, I agree.
Once they start to play, there's only so much you can do. Like think of like soccer or something. I don't know. Like once they
Yeah.
start going, you can change the formation or do a substitute. But for the most part, it's all the prep.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's fine how it is now.
def-
I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So I have a question for you, Tommy. I got 500 bits. It says he
Oh,
mentioned
boy.
all right. So he mentioned on stream about taking a more active role in shot calling with the new phase. Ask him if there's anything he learned or took from you, from me and myself, with that role after playing together.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I played with you for not just last year. Like we've known each other forever. So I definitely took like a lot of the stuff that you did, and I took like your mentality a lot, and it seems to be working, especially in practice and stuff. And I think it's important right now because my team kind of respects my voice. Where in the past, like I didn't always feel that, unless with you, obviously it was different last year. But I didn't always feel like a lot of teams respected my voice. But now with this team, I feel like they do, and it's really good. It's been good.
You know, I mean, you
I
guys looked good.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
just our
definitely looked good.
S&D. Our
I mean,
S&D's just dog shit.
You're a new
but
team. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's-
think we'll be all right.
yeah,
We got to
that's
get
more
there.
expected.
But I definitely took a lot from your book, and I think teaming with you over the years and knowing what it takes and how to fill in that role, I think you helped me a lot for sure.
Wait, you're telling me my endless screaming helped?
Oh, 100%. 'Cause that's what I do now. Ask RJ. I'm literally you, dude. I'm literally you.
That's good stuff. Yeah, no,
I don't know
RJ,
if I'm,
RJ
as good.
probably
I'm not
helped
as
too.
good as you at it yet, but I'm getting there. Definitely getting there.
Yeah, all the endless years of yelling, dude. They've
Yep.
they've all come to help now. I like that. All right, let's talk about something else. All right. Well, this is an easy question. All right, but did any of you guys? So, like, who was your most unexpected player at the event at CWL London?
Simp.
All right. So, did you guys expect that or not? Though, like, did you expect
Nah.
Simp to play that well? Because personally, I did. Not to the
I
point he
expected
did.
him to be nasty, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, we had this conversation.
Yeah,
actually
me.
the other day.
Yeah, me and
I think
Maven
we
already
all
had this
expected him to be
conversation.
good. Hell, the hot mic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We had a trading shots that didn't get they didn't record the audio, but like I think the final was me arguing with Pac-Man over like MVP of that crossplay. Like I was pushing Simp hard. Like I think Simp is amazing. I thought he was gonna have a really good event, but dude, those stats were like I didn't think he was gonna have that kind of event. Like that's one of the best like stat lines of like any event ever.
It's up there
in high school, first major land on foreign soil. No one in their right mind. If before the event, if you had 2,000 people fill out his fucking stats and guess what his like hard point search
would
control
all been lower.
KD would be. No one would have had that. I don't think.
I think it is. I think it has to be Simp too because nobody had them getting to the final. Like I had United getting like top 4, maybe.
I was like top 6, top 4.
I had them top 4. I had them top 4.
I did not think they had a chance of making it to the final, and you got to think he was probably the biggest part of that. So, 100%. And his stats were insane.
Dude, a lot of people forget too. He's running a SOG. Like he's being compared to like a lot of top KDs and stuff, but like he's running a SOG. Like you don't see a lot of SOGs up there with those kind of stats.
Simp's not my number 1 though.
Ooh, okay.
I agree with the SOG, but Simp's not my number 1. My biggest surprise was Decimate because like he hasn't been on a team all year. He got they got knocked out of the Pro League qualifier. He had to sit on G2. I mean, we knew how good he was last year, but I did not expect him to come in and play like he did. Like I know he's only been playing 10s. Like when was the last time he had like real scrims? Like the 2 weeks leading up to this event?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been.
I mean, he was without scrims for like 4 months and came in and was incredible. So actually, I think that was. I remember saying that to Joe like mid-event. That was the most surprising thing for me is that he just came in and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm really good."
Yeah, I mean
that Envy team was pretty surprising in general.
Yeah, I honestly thought so. I had United around top 4 with like all the new rosters. I figured FaZe would play pretty well. Envy, I was a little bit like more like I didn't know like where they were gonna end up. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know
like
how.
A dark horse.
They were a little bit more, but they played pretty well. Decimate obviously played really good. I think that team once Kyler gets adjusted to like that team, I think they're gonna be a lot better too. Like they look good already.
He's getting super baited about that.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's a new. Like he's definitely first one in on that team most of the time. I feel like
Decimate. I don't even understand the COD rating, but I think Decimate was like 4th overall of all the players.
I mean, they definitely got
really
better.
Good at this game.
They got better throughout the weekend too. Like on Friday, they looked a little shaky. Yeah, Envy. But as the weekend went on, they started looking better and better as the weekend went on for sure.
Well, yeah, because didn't they like them and E United had like the opposite stories in pool play, right? Like didn't Envy beat E United, then lost their next 2. E United lost and won their next 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
No,
our pool was weird.
Well, your pool, your pool is.
Our pool is stacked, to be honest.
Is that the one that was like 1-1? Everybody to start?
Yeah.
Yes. Everyone played each other to get out of pool. Like those last 2 matches were like the most important ones.
Completely off topic, but Nameless and I can, dude. The most annoying thing about this event. This is so off topic, but like I feel so lost about certain teams because this is the first time. Typically at an MLG event, we at least have Alpha and Bravo. Like
we only had Alpha
in the green room. And then someone pulls up like Charlie on their laptop, maybe Delta on a laptop. We only had Alpha. We had 1 screen. So like it was so hard. We had people like pulling up cell phones to try and keep up with shit. Like I felt so clueless really throughout most of the weekend.
Yeah, I could only really watch Alpha, and then also like it was like the desk was in like a back room. So like if I were to walk out to go like catch a map, like I'd have to come back if Alpha finished. So there was just no way.
Anyway, completely off topic, but like I remember thinking like I saw so little of the actual event.
Like there were certain teams where you just didn't catch like.
What the hell? Oh.
Match, and I was like, I haven't watched Heretics all week.
That was interesting.
Yo, did he just lag out?
Yeah, I did. I'm back though.
Did you just lose?
I'm back. I'm back. Okay. I don't know what the hell just happened.
You're muted, Chris.
All right. Well, that was interesting. I'm back though.
Before you left, I was like, yeah, like Heretics popped up, and I was like, wait, I haven't been able to watch a single Heretics game.
Is my screen just like frozen right now? What the? Wait, can you guys?
Yeah, you're good.
Wait, you guys all switched corners too. That was crazy.
Yeah, you're frozen. You're frozen.
On my screen, I'm frozen. Yeah, how do I?
You're just frozen on a grid.
Wait, I got. Yeah, Trenix, I got you. Let them finish their statement before you keep asking.
We could move on.
Yeah, no. You guys were in the middle of conversation. What's it called? Someone asked. I mean, this isn't like a real question. It said, who would win in a fight, ZooMaa or bald ass Maven? That's what I mean. We lost.
Probably Maven.
Bro, Maven is screwing everything up right now.
Maven's
Maven's a big boy, bro.
Yeah, he's a big fucking guy, dog.
Bro, Maven is throwing everything off right now.
What, did he lag out?
Yeah, his screen is just black. I don't want to go. Bro. I don't know. I don't want to go too far without him. Let's give him some time. But every time he leaves the call, the cameras are gonna get messed up. I'm sorry, guys. This is all Maven's fault. Honestly, I deserve this though, considering Maven. I ran over Maven in Blackout today, while he had like 7 kills in the first like 90 people alive, and he got really mad at me.
I feel like you're always running him over, bro.
Oh, I've ran
seen
him over so many
clips of
times.
you
All right, I'm
running
gonna
him
ask you guys a question.
All right, hit me up. Yeah.
Crowder
back.
and
You're back.
Tommy. Going
What?
into Pro League, it gets kind of like monotonous, like just
Mhm.
like match after match, and they're not as like meaningful as an event. It's like, how are you guys gonna avoid that? Like, avoid just like getting into like that shitty rhythm of like scrimming, playing a match, scrimming, playing a match, like trying to improve throughout Pro League, because I feel like teams drop off over that time. Like I
You're
even
talking
even
about
in,
us?
just in general, your two teams, because obviously you're the only one in here, but like
Yeah.
Luminosity, for example, I feel like after they won and they did cross divisional, it was just like, I don't know, like I feel
Well-
like they got in a rut and they didn't improve. So I want to know how you guys are gonna avoid that.
So the way I view it, and I feel like this has been a thing for a very long time. Remember the whole like rumor or like the theory that you win COD champs, your team sucks. Like obviously my team won COD champs at AW. We broke up like 2 months later. I just feel like once you win, or like players have like this issue, like when you win, or like you're at the top, like you're one of the teams, like that, like the competitive teams, you just get like super complacent. And I mean, you know this, Nameless, like you know this, Tommy, like you get on the next day of scrims, you lose the first map. These guys fucking suck. These guys are trash. These guys are all online. You know what I mean? Like every team has done that. I'm pretty sure Optic went from 1st to 12th. LG went from 1st to like I'm pretty sure that's been a thing. Like I don't know if that's what happened with their teams, but I feel like even personally speaking, like from like my team, like when we won champs, I did it myself. After that champs win, I got on the next day. Like when we played the first scrim, I think we got like smoked in map count. And I'm just sitting there like, where was this at champ? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's a very terrible mentality to have, but it happens a lot to players.
Yeah, I'm talking shit every time I lose a gunfight online. I'm just like,
because you feel invincible for
no,
but for no reason.
You want to
though.
enjoy your win. I think it's hard to like win and then like try to get right back into it without enjoying it. But you almost gotta save it for the off season, because the whole season realistically is just build up for playoffs and champs. Like
literally, I won esports broadcaster of the year and didn't get complacent.
I like that. But you think you're gonna win it again this year or what?
No, I don't think so.
Are you going for back?
No, is it upside down? I just want to just see it there.
Yeah. So to answer,
yo, shout out the esports awards. Give me an award this year, yo.
So to answer your question, though, like I feel it's just if you can avoid that mindset as a player, and now being from where I was as a player to a coach, and like actually seeing the statistics online to LAN, by the way, they are like almost so straightforward for the most part. Like some people have good days, some people have bad days, but like there's so many times where like a lot of players say like, oh, like I'm way better on LAN, and like I have statistics of like players and like the same shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just that mentality of I won, I'm the best, our team's the best, like blah blah blah. You just let people.
So now that we've discussed it, what's your guys' plan to avoid that? Both of you guys.
Tommy, you go first.
I mean, if I see my team getting complacent, I'm gonna pull a fucking Crowder and just start yelling at everybody. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. I mean, you just can't get complacent. You have to keep putting in the work until the year's over. You just can't slack until the year's over. And I think for us, like the league is gonna be really important to us. Like getting repetition in S&D. I feel like we might like start off kind of slow, but like getting those repetitions and playing as many games as possible is probably gonna help us a lot. So I'm excited for the league. I'm excited to keep playing and keep scrimming.
I feel like we got cheated out of. I want to watch you guys more. I want to see you guys play more.
Yeah, I think they had a lot more. They had a lot more to what.
I think 100 Thieves is lucky because you have like I think it's just I don't know, there's different types of people, man. Like you have Slasher. You don't have to worry about him getting complacent.
Yeah, you guys also don't have one of the maniacs, so like you guys can win and then actually keep winning.
You don't need to worry about like a Slasher getting complacent. Like I don't know, there's certain people you do, but.
I mean, I hope so. I haven't. This is the first time I've been like in this situation ever in my life with like as a coach. So I don't know, but I hope I don't have that problem with my team because that's obviously.
You could with certain individuals, but I think there's someone.
Yeah, dude.
I know if I know Austin good enough. Every time we've ever been, I mean, I've seen us 3-0 a team, 250 to like 90 them, and Austin's yelling at Enable for one hill on this. Like you know what I'm saying? That's just how he is, which is the best thing you can have on a team. Like honestly. Yeah. I didn't know. I teamed with Austin, but like Austin brings a lot more to the table than people think. Like I know he's always had like that kind of like toxic thing around him, and I've personally could have even probably agreed with that at a point in time in my career. But like having that mentality and like trying to push your teammates to be better, as long as you're not really that soft about it, it's really good. And I feel like with our team, like I feel having someone like him will help us kind of avoid that. Well, I hope so. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I honestly have no idea, but just I've seen him get angry when we are looking like we can go 12-0 in map count on the day, and he's still yelling at someone. Just this is what he does. Like that, he always wants to push people to get better. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Whether he's nice about it or not, we're in a competitive atmosphere. Like you don't have to be nice about it. Tommy, you know that. Like we've argued to the death over stuff when we're winning maps. Remember remember one of the best teams last year was TK. Remember the famous argument? What was it, Pharaoh and Lamar when they smoked us? Like, listen, guys.
Wait, you're talking about on land?
Yes, on land, bro. We were scrimming on land last year, and Lamar and Pharaoh, they beat us on the map. They had to have beaten us like what 250 to 60 on Ardennes Forest.
Yeah, we got smoked.
And we're laughing. We're like, "Whoa, we just got smoked." Like we're talking about like what we have to do better, and all of a sudden the scrim ends. Lamar, Pharaoh, they start going at it. Like it's just no matter what. Like having people like Lamar, like that mindset of just always being better and arguing and getting better and pushing yourselves, like that goes so far. You know?
That was actually so funny because Jay just starts screaming at the top of his lungs, and Lamar just gets up, takes his headset off, and he goes, "I'm going home. I'm getting off. I'm leaving."
Well, I don't know if that's a good mindset, but
yeah, well, we lost.
No, it probably wasn't handled the best way, but like
it's the intensity.
You got to give the credit to like Lamar. Last year, TK won that first event. They came back and won the second, and they look good. You know what I mean? Like
that's so hard to do.
That mentality is so important to a lot of players, and like a lot of players don't have it, and then they kind of let that affect them like later on in their career throughout the game. So that's definitely the answer to your question for sure. All right. Sure. Next thing for what we can talk about. So this is kind of along the topic of like simple, like the other side of it. So who is your most underrated player for like a team? Because like I know a lot of people talk about Dashy, Gunless, Octane, like all like the heavy hitters that bring a lot of stats and a lot of like just kills and slaying. But the way I've always viewed COD, like there's a lot more to COD than just slaying. Like everyone really knows that, and I feel like for our team, obviously our team has Enable, who doesn't always drop a 1.3 or whatever, but I feel like he brings a lot to the table. Like Mox. Who would be your number one? Okay, so like who would be your number one underrated player to a team that like you think like doesn't get credit but does a lot more than just bring a 1.3?
I think Mox for sure.
Chance is a good
dude, that guy, out of like all like the like I guess people on the cusp of being on a great team, he's like the one dude who goes so hard, dude. He gets into tens and he's just all business, bro. He's just like, all right, what team am I on? And he gives it his all every single game he plays.
Dude, he's like my first pick in tens, like every series. Whenever I'm captain, I always pick Mox. Always.
Dude, he goes 120% and like he'll do whatever. Like if he makes a mistake, he'll be like, I know, man. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's good.
Damn, I can't believe I did that.
What about Caesar? Skies is pretty good, dude. I feel like people
I don't know him well enough.
I think Skies is nasty, dude.
I think he's really good, but we're talking about what we bring to the team like outside of the slaying and stuff. So I just don't know.
Well, no, it's just underrated. Yeah,
underrated, just in general.
I think King, he's definitely underrated.
I think community-wise, like I don't know. I think Slack's like king of that over the last like five plus years.
Well, I mean, how many times?
Maybe to the fans.
How many times has Slack had to get top 4 all year?
No, I know exactly. But how many times has he done it? I think there's still
for like 4 years straight.
Thinks he sucks ass.
I mean,
the fans. It's just the fans, dude.
It's
yeah, but isn't that what we're talking about though?
It's a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything.
But it's like TJ too. Like, dude, the fact that
my guy's
TJ's gotten so much hate is just it's so crazy to me.
Is TJ underrated though? I feel like people expect such great things.
So it depends what side you're coming from, because from like the fan side, I think he's underrated. I think most pros know what Tej brings. Tej is a top pick.
I think people just expect a lot from him.
I think Tej.
Yeah.
Yes, but the problem with Tej, I think he's an incredible player. But dude, last year and this year, like that dude is literally either fucking god or just average. Like not even like I know he's the entry guy, how hard it is, but think last year, dude. Like when he was playing well, Rise won tournaments. When he wasn't playing well, Rise didn't win tournaments. So it's like I think that's kind of why. Like he just has that like X factor role. Like when he's good, like I just feel like his ceiling versus like his floor is way higher than some people. At least that's how I see it. Like,
no, he's definitely.
When he's on, bro. Like when he's that guy, when he's entering and winning every fucking entry 1-on-1, like it just makes the game easy. So I think that's just like he's a little off, and it's just.
So we got a Tej, a Skies, and a Mox. I think those are pretty solid.
What, we leaving Slacked out, dude?
I mean, I don't.
Slack too.
I think Slack's a good pick too. Yeah.
I would say Enable, but I can't say him. He's on my team. That doesn't.
No, Enable's a good one for sure.
Like I just because you have to. Thumbs up for Enable. But Ian does bring a lot, but players like Ian though do get overlooked sometimes just because of like what we were talking about. Like some people obviously just bring more
They get
swaying
overlooked
power, but
until
like
they win.
yeah, literally. And even I mean, I don't like to say Looney because Looney is so good, like so obviously good. But like,
But we
for,
gas up Looney a lot.
yeah, that's what I'm
too.
saying. I feel like Looney gets the gas he deserves now, but like players like that bring
A couple
so
years ago,
much.
Looney, though, really.
Yeah, but like he brings so much to the table where.
Yeah, he does.
Enable better hope the CWO never goes search.
Yo,
on it, though.
yo, there's a
He-
fucking.
Yes, he better
He's
hope
like, he's
that.
gonna be a fucking Rocket League, bro.
Yeah, Ace, what RJ put in the chat too is true.
What?
With Ace, I mean, he's pretty underrated too. People don't
He's
talk
just
about
new. He's
Asim's
new.
new.
He's new,
Asim's
he's
new.
new.
I don't use him
But
as underrated because he's new.
He's also getting a lot of gas though. Like people,
Yeah,
I feel he's not
well,
underrated. I feel like people been like gassing him
Yeah,
up.
see, like if he wasn't so new, I would say him, but like I just
It's
can't.
just tough to even
yeah.
have an opinion on that. Like he's just
Exactly. I mean, I know what Asim brings. I've known him since he was like 15. You know what I'm saying? Like he's first one in. He's gonna be your entry fragger. He's very good, but
I mean, we found him in your Twitch, in your sub chat, in your
yeah,
subs, bro.
he was running my
That's where we
subscriber
found him.
tournaments. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was running my subscriber
that's
tournaments.
crazy. That's a crazy story.
Yeah, no, that's
If you guys want to go pro, if you guys want to go pro, enter some subscriber tournaments on Twitch.
yeah, man. That's literally
Yeah, I
how
remember
he
we-
became friends with
I
all of us.
played, what was it? It was like during the blackout, like it was the blackout beta. I think I played with like it was you, Asim, and Priest. I didn't even know who he was. I thought he was like a fan, dude. I thought he was someone from your chat.
Yeah,
And then like he was the last alive. And he like shit on 10 people. I was like, who the fuck is this
He's
kid?
so
next, next thing I know, he's a pro.
Yo,
He's so good.
I beat LG with that guy, dude. We fried him.
Dude, Asim is disgusting. I'm telling you, he's
No, he
young,
is.
and a lot of people don't know a lot about him. But you know raw talent when you see it, and
Yeah,
he's
no,
one of those players
for
where
sure.
you play with him and you're just like, wow, like this kid's actually he's gross.
Another
the
player
same.
too, by the way, is Brack. I feel like not a lot of people talk about Brack.
Brack is good.
What do you
too.
guys think about him?
We
My
talked
chat's
about him a
talking
lot
about
when he was
I
on
feel
that
like he's not
midnight
underrated
team.
though. I feel like everybody talks him up.
They just got shit on, so like, there's nothing to really talk about with Denial. But
Yeah,
like,
they
Isn't it
didn't-
weird that I
they
feel
didn't
like
have
we
a good
talked
showing.
about like when that team first
we talk about him so much. Him and Inboy
Did he?
Wait,
How did Brack play individually at the event? Did he play well?
played good. He played
did?
good, but
Yeah.
it's hard to. But like, they got destroyed.
they just didn't
got
play well.
lapped.
They had a
Doesn't
bad
feel like
note, though. It
everyone was
happens.
talking about those guys that when it was midnight and they were top of the league.
Wait,
Like,
no,
everyone
Brack-
was talking
yeah.
about all of them. And once they all like split up, it's just like I feel like I don't even like.
That's
I don't
another
even
thing.
think
I
about
feel
him anymore.
cheated
I
out of
don't
that
know.
team, dude. I wanted to watch that
100%,
team at Fort
100%.
Worth. They were the best hardpoint team. They were good at every mode, and they had like chemistry. They were like remember when E United came up in IW, and you're like, who the fuck are these guys? Like,
Yep.
how are they so good? That's how I felt about Midnight, and then we didn't get to see them. And E United went to that tournament and fucking
Yeah,
fried.
I wish they never broke up as well because they were a weird roster. They had a lot of unknown names. And
They were nice,
It was just
dude.
weird, but I just wanted to see how they would actually do because they were doing good. And then they showed up to
think-
the league and did really well.
But I
And
feel
I
like we were
think
gassing
that
all of them,
team-
talking about all of them. Now it's just like once it all
Yeah.
broke up.
I think that team was better than every single one of their new teams, all of them. I think that Midnight team was
Well,
better
yeah.
than all of them,
Yeah, 100%.
and it's just tragic that we don't get to see it.
yeah, no, it is because I would have loved to see how they performed at event. Because
But you
when,
think that Midnight team is better than the Gen G team right now?
Yeah,
was on?
that Midnight team was
Oh,
nasty.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I
I
don't
think
thi- I don't
I,
thi- I
I
don't
think
think
Gen
so.
G is good.
Gen G is
Gen
good.
G
That
is
Midnight,
good.
it's hard to call, right? They were both.
Yeah, well, you don't know.
It is
Yeah.
hard to
I agree
call.
with you. Who knows?
I can't solidify. You just
No.
don't know. Like
That's the
but-
only team in the debate there.
But I also think that COD for this year's season of COD, the last 6 months, that was like the weakest little stint of COD at that moment. Like I
Yeah.
don't think teams are very good at that time, and Midnight capitalized on it. But
Yeah, they
yeah, I
definitely.
don't know. We
did.
just don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea. All right, let's move on to something else. By the way, stream or chat, if you guys ever have like a topic to try and type it in the chat, I'll try and get to it, but we'll see. Because right now we're just kind of just talking. We're just bullshitting right now. It's not like anything super serious. But
Let's talk
What?
about Heretics, bro.
I would love to talk about Heretics. I love them. What do you want to talk about them? What
Dude,
about them?
They just keep improving, bro. I thought that they could have went a little farther in
Dude.
this tournament.
Bro, the one thing I love about them when we boot camped with them, like, dude, like, you know how everyone's been joking around about like passion this year? Those
Yeah.
guys.
They have
No,
passion.
like that's not a joke. Like they have
They do.
passion. Like when we were scrimming them and we would either beat or lose them, like they were just like so into the VODs and just, you know what I'm saying, like everything, like they were just so into improving. I can't even understand them.
Dude,
and you
we
could
were
just tell
screaming-
how much heart they had.
Bro,
You know what
we
I'm
were
saying?
screaming
Like-
them before we played LG, and they were screaming in the back. Like we were warming up at the stations in London, and they were legit screaming. Like we were just laughing because like it was like just watching it was insane, dude. Like
Well, dude, they went 9-1 map count in their group, and then they fucking beat Splice, which is like, oh wow. And then they lost Optic, but then they played E United when E United was like just freaking super
We lost
frying
to two of the top
everybody.
3 teams. But
Yeah.
I was saying, I think I was talking to Crowder the other day. I just think it's so like I know we don't hype it up as much because they haven't had like that. They haven't been to a grand final or anything like that. But think about how impressive in the scope of like Call of Duty esports, like what they're doing is. Because think of any other team outside of North America or the UK that has ever done this. Because there's never been like a French team, German team, even somebody like Mind Freak from the APAC who was in the Pro League
no one
always, but they never
like,
had like back-to-back top 8s or like
dude, they're a top 6 team. They got top 8 and top 6.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like people don't give them as much credit because
and they're number one in the league.
I guess I think like them getting top 6, top 8 is like it's really good. Like there's never been anyone like it outside of North America, the UK that's done it. Like
dude, I
can think of off the top
of
my head.
Top 8, top 6, and keep in mind the top 8 they got at Fort Worth was after not winning a match in group play. So they started round 1 of losers, and then they got top 8 after. So they made the changes mid tournament and still got top 8, and then they're first in the league, and then they get top 6.
But it's not lightning in a bottle. Like exactly, they're doing it consistently. So like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think anyone's really done it outside of North America or the UK. I think it's pretty
they're unquestionably a top 6 team.
Yeah, and the scrim that you were talking about, Tommy, like. It's weird, like, as a player, like, when people go that hard in, like, land scrims, like, warming up for their matches, like, there's two kind of mindsets. Like, it's one mindset, like, all right, just shoot your guns and get warmed up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just have some fun. Then, like, there's that mindset, like, all right, we can continuously get better and better and better, and that's what I was talking about with, like, their passion. I just feel like they really, truly do, like, want it more than some other players. Like, they are always giving it 110%. At least that's what it seems like. Every time I talk to them, I talk to their coach a lot, just about coaching stuff and just about teams and everything. And even like he's like just super motivated. Like they're just like so into like improving their team, and like they're always like I just see them always together. Like they're like a little family. You know what I mean? They're like a little family. Like I feel like you see a lot of other teams like split up and just like it's just what it is. Like it's kind of how things work out. Like
when you play teams like that, dude, you have to go so hard because they're going 110.
Oh,
like
no matter what, they could
have to play like it's a final, dude.
Bro, they could have what you just said, not win a match in pool play, not win a map. Not even a match, a map and pool play. They're gonna show up to that losers round 1, and they're gonna play like it is the grand final.
Yeah,
like where like there are teams that will just give up and be like, "Fuck this!" Like we're making a change. Like blah blah.
It's almost like they're able to just put shit behind them faster than other teams. Dude, like if a Splice loses every game in pool play or like a Luminosity, I feel like they're just gonna lose in the bracket.
No, exactly. That's what I mean.
They picked a good time to turn up too.
Yeah, they did.
Heading into franchising, bro. Like. If they didn't have this year, those guys are not on a franchise team. But now it's kind of hard to imagine them not. Like, granted, I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't know if Heretics will have a team. Who knows?
Oh, of course.
You got to think where they are, man. They're going to be in it.
And like, they're all boys. I don't think I would have said
anybody from like really France, Germany, like depending on the number of teams would have been in this thing. But no,
maybe a player or two from that Mind Freak team. Mind Freak just won the open bracket,
and they got second at the last open bracket too. And
so at least
granted, they lost to FaZe Black with Simp and Celium. You have said that's basically a pro team when they lost to them. So like they're a good group of players.
I find it pretty cool how the Game Fuel open bracket's been shaping up. Like it's consistent results. Like a lot of people say like in that gauntlet, it's anything can happen. I see a lot of the AMs over the seasons in the last like 4 years always complaining like anything can happen in that bracket, dude. But it's like the people we said were the best AMs was FaZe Black, and they made it through easily. And then once they were gone, the team that they beat made it through. So it's pretty consistent. Like if you are a good AM, you'll make it through.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of amateur players though have a very excused mindset. That's not even a word, but like they make a lot of excuses. I'm not even taking shots at people when I say that, but like, bro, all I ever do is look on my timeline and see amateur players just fucking bitch.
Oh, yeah. They bitch.
It's bitching about, bro, it's bitching about going to London for free and hating London. It's bitching about the Call of Duty. Oh, we're waiting. Oh, we're doing like, bro, like there's always just so much like negativity.
Well, I can tell you as a commentator, the pros aren't a whole lot better.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying no, they do.
but I know what you're saying.
But like, it's just that mindset is such a killer, and I'm not like even trying to be mean when I say this. It's just there's just always something to complain about where like some shit just happens. It just happens. Like sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes you have to do that. Like it's not going to go in your favor. And like I feel like a lot of the amateur players just use every little bit of excuses just to like not take it to the next level. And like and then they all go and just like subtweet each other on Twitter. And this is not all amateur players when I say this. There are a lot of good groups of amateur players that I know and I'm very good friends with. A lot of my career is successful to picking up amateur players like Tommy when he was an amateur, Attach, and etc. But like there's just so much negativity in a lot of those guys where like there's a reason why when they show up to the amateur bracket, anything can happen. But like most of the better players make it out. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
I've
90%
seen
of the time.
I've seen people complaining, or like when the stuff was announced, how it was separate, and like I saw people complaining, but I think it's the best system ever because
They
now we
have a
actually
chance to win fucking
yeah
money.
they have a chance to win fucking money and have like a actually like make some cash and have a life from it, and then also we're seeing people come from the open bracket when they win. And we're seeing them get put on teams, on pro teams, and playing good. Like, oh yeah, that's what this was planned for. So I just find it funny that people are complaining, and then how fucking awesome it's been, and nobody's talked about that at all. I just find that
I actually thought the complaining about that it blew my fucking
mind, dude. I thought it should have been like this years ago.
When was the last time? Like, I was like, I think I tweeted somebody. I was like, when was the last time like an open bracket team went and actually made some money? And someone was like, FaZe last year. I was like, come on, like that is such an outlier. Yes,
we were, but we weren't.
Pro team that sucked at 2K. So like that is
no,
there is never a team that gets into like the
but
top
like
money from that.
Even
now
using
win some money.
Exactly, but even using me as an example to what I was just saying, like, bro, our team last year, Tommy. Let's just be fucking honest. We weren't that good in the beginning. Like, we weren't that good as a team. We obviously had the talent. All we did in the beginning of the game, including myself, this is learn from my mistakes, was bitch about online. Oh, it's all online. Oh, it's all this. Oh, it's all that. We ended up putting ourselves into a bad spot because our mindset the entire time practicing for the 2Ks was just complaining and negativity. And, like, we practiced. We got shitty practice, and it led up to us not having a successful career. Like, I see a lot of that in a lot of these amateur players that are literally more talented than myself. Like,
it's just egos and self-entitlement.
No,
man.
seriously, it is because like there's so many amateur players that could shoot straighter than me. Like, I'm not even downplaying myself or anything. I'm not trying to like say I sucked. Like, I was obviously good at the time, but like there are so many amateurs that are more talented than me. There's a lot of amateurs that are more talented than a lot of players, but like they just use every little thing to be like, oh, this is against me. Like, it's just I'm so tired of seeing that like over and over and over again. It's just very annoying.
Yeah, we see the players that don't do that, and they're successful.
And they're successful. Like, it's just what happens. So it's like, I don't know. I just that shit's just been annoying me. So I guess that came up, and I said it. But let's move to a different topic. Which team? I mean, this is kind of a easier answer too. But like, which team do you think like disappointed you the most at this event?
Splice,
right?
Splice, yeah.
Yeah, probably them. I mean, there's a lot, dude. Denial. I actually thought that Denial team would be pretty good, but I guess there's no two superstars.
I didn't have expectations for them. Like, what Splice got top 12, right?
I thought Brack and Alex were really good players. So
I thought EG would do better. We
haven't
said EG's name this entire thing. I thought EG would do better.
It's a weird group.
I thought JCap would get on a better team, honestly.
I mean, it's the all right. So let's look at their stars. Right, you have Attach. She's been pretty good. Exotic was the best player in EG, but then you have like App and JCap, who were the worst players on their team. And it's like, I guess App might arguably be better than Aches, but like, I don't know, it's kind of tough. And then Phantoms was not the star on that FaZe Black team, so it's not really a star-studded lineup.
See, you don't think Phantoms is good? I thought Phantoms.
I think he's good. I think he's good, but he wasn't like the.
But he wasn't the star on that team. But Cellium and Simper on the, you know what I mean, and Ace, like that's hard.
I just think you need like slaying power, like, and
Timmy's good, dude. Timmy's good.
I'm not saying he's not good.
No, in terms of like you just said slaying power, he has slaying power. That's like what he's good at.
The one thing I would knock Timmy for is he's not super impactful as like a fast, crazy, impactful player.
He's not
but
like a playmaker
he gets your trade. No, he gets your trade like 90% of the time. I haven't really played with him too much. I think he's very good. Like, if you go look at the FaZe Clan or FaZe Black's stats, Timmy was very underrated. Like, I'm pretty sure he played better than Sim at the open bracket. But like,
he does. He does
in terms of that team, it's just
that's what I'm saying. No, Timmy's very good though.
He's good. He's really.
Yeah,
I think very highly of him.
I also don't think that placing was an accurate depiction.
No. So what I was gonna say, I think they were good. I think they should have done better than they did. I think they're a really good team. I think they have a lot of potential. But if you look at that team on paper, that team, in my opinion, gets better over time. I think towards champs, I think they're a whole different team.
I think they're one roster change away from being a good team.
Are you more disappointed, by the way, by I don't think the expectations are the same, but just because it was in London, I guess reciprocity has to be on there.
No, I'm not at all.
I did not think they would get top 4 this tournament. Dude, they are not a good respawn team. Like,
so
it's just facts.
I don't know. I could be completely wrong here. I don't know. I don't know the behind the scenes story. And like one of my big mottos when I'm actually streaming is like, I don't like talking about a team without knowing the full story. But does anyone else feel like they just never scrimmed? Like they were in our pool, so we didn't scrim them a lot. But Tommy, did you play them a lot?
Yeah, no, we scrimmed them a lot.
Really? Okay. Because I just feel like every time, like we were looking for scrims, I just never saw them scrimming. I don't know. I feel like every time they were playing league play or something. I don't know. I thought maybe they traveled early or something, but I feel like that could hurt them. But I could be wrong.
I mean,
I actually don't know.
I don't know if maybe they were only playing us.
I have no idea. I have no
dude,
idea.
Reciprocity, like that Fort Worth placing, like they were great, and I still think they're a great team.
Oh, they are a great team.
Their respawn is not good enough to be like a top or a championship
I didn't expect
contender.
that in a major. I just more meant because it was London. Dude.
No,
and then also like look at their records in the pro league: 2-9 in control, 8-12 in hardpoint, and like their S&D is okay. But like even at this tournament, they were 1-5 in search. Like on top of them not being good at respawn, like they're not winning searches, so they just didn't even have a chance.
I just feel like they stopped scrimming too early. What's up?
Did you guys talk to anyone on Splicer? Like what happened? Have you talked to any of the players?
Lamar was sick apparently.
I was just trying to look at the stats. Who got smoked?
Lamar had the flu during this tournament apparently.
Yeah, I mean
he did sound like shit on Friday. He sounded like he was dying.
Yeah,
he sounded really sick.
But with the reciprocity thing, I just don't think they had a home field advantage in a sense because of the crowd. The crowd loved them. I mean, I got booed off stage by their crowd the entire tournament. But like in the sense of like them actually like the jet lag and everything, like they've been in America like all year. You know what I mean? Like
didn't Rec over there like
a week but early? I was going to say, I see someone said that they went there a week early. That's kind of what I was talking about. I feel like they took like a full like week and a half off before the event. And like being a player personally, as much as I think this team is good, I'm not saying that they weren't. Like I think they're a very good team. They're a hard team to play against and coach against. But like taking a week and a half off before an event, that hurts. That hurts a lot.
That reminds me, dude. Apparently, before Black Ops 2 Champs, Proof went on a week cruise.
Does he do that before every champ?
Proof went on a cruise for a week before that event, but then he fried at the tournament.
Yeah, but that's such an anomaly. Like, dude, your team not practicing for a week, especially first of all, that was Black Ops 2. The competition then to now is way different. Like, I just feel like taking a week and a half off, you can't do that. Like, it's so hard to.
There are people at rituals like that, though.
No, there are.
Pay off before
I mean, as a teammate though, you would lose full.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if my teammate went on a cruise a week before the biggest event of the year, I'd be like, bro, what the fuck?
With the competition now, like, bro, the competition in Black Ops 2 was a lot different than now.
He does not respect your cash if he's doing that.
Right, this guy's getting smacked on a cruise ship. I'd lose full.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I guess reciprocity is definitely a good answer, but my number one was Splice. I just feel like they're so good. But like,
I mean, they've been the most consistent team it opens up to this point. What, second and third?
They definitely.
And now they have because of that result though.
Luminosity.
LG is the number one now. Like as far as adjusted, average of the three majors.
Yo, hold on. Yo, Tommy and Chris, I know you guys are really close to Nick. He got world start at this tournament.
I actually wanted to ask you guys about this.
Absolutely
why do you think it is? Why is it?
I'm gonna defend.
Like, why can't?
I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna defend here. I'm coming in to defend my boy. I'm biased here. This is my boy.
He had a .54 in one of the.
Wait, in what? Wait, he had a no. He did not have a .54 overall.
On one of the days, dude. I was at the airport.
76 out of 80 players.
I was.
All right, listen. I'm gonna back him up.
I was at the airport with Joey D, and Joe was reading his stats off, and he looks up at Nick. He goes, "Nick, what the fuck were you doing?"
Wait, what did Nick say?
What did Nick say?
Nick was like, Nick just says, "Listen, I don't know. I didn't fast." He said something.
Listen, I'm gonna defend my boy here because this is obviously my boy. I know how good he can be. I just feel, and Tommy can probably agree with this. I just feel like right now, don't get me wrong, he probably is struggling a little bit with the Maddox. Maybe that's a mechanic or something. I'm not really too sure. But that team in general plays hardpoint very weird. I think they make it very hard on themselves. Like I'm sure a lot of pro players could probably say this.
Foremost jumping out.
When you watch them play, they make it very hard on yourself. Yeah. And when you're playing from the back end in this game, it is a lot harder to fry. So especially like if you're struggling a little bit and then your team's playing from the back end, I just feel like right now that team is making it harder for all of them to really do very well.
Give Nick a fucking ICR.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
But like, don't get me wrong. I'm not defending him to the point because I've had my bad things too. But like, it's just I don't know. I feel like that team makes it harder than
I think it's a mechanic thing. Something about the Maddox dude and the ADS spam or the slide cancel. Something with the Maddox. He just can't.
It does have a kind of a bounce. Like if you,
it does.
Like some people can't use it. Like when I use the Maddox after not playing for a little bit, I get shit on. It's like
something about it. He's not comfortable, dude. It's gotta be. It's just.
I definitely think.
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both. I personally think like
probably
I'm telling you because you don't go from game to game and just forget how to shoot straight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think he
Well,
is very.
has Nick ever shot that straight?
Wait, no, Nick. Wait, Nick.
He
Wait,
is-
bro.
he's
Nick is not
he's
bad.
Yeah, he's not
No,
bad.
no, I don't think Nick is bad. But
No,
like,
but I'm
I
saying,
guess
like, Nick-
I don't think he's ever been like the top of the.
But Nick shoots.
In
yeah.
IW8s, Nick was the best player.
Yeah, but
I
Nick.
do not think Classic is
Well,
a bad
Nick-
player at all.
I think. I think Classic was like a top 7 player in IW, pretty much, in my opinion. But like, I think Nick shoots very straight, and I also think that Classic shoots straighter than me. Like, I like to use people.
I think the Maddox
comparing
really
to me.
pays off.
I just think he's
really pays off to people that hit first bullet. Like if you are a laser, the Maddox is like I don't know.
I mean, if hit
gotta
any
be
gun
something.
pays off too, hits.
No, but the Maddox
Yeah, I
especially.
should've
Like
done
you
that
hit
fun.
first bullet versus missing first bullet, like the kick on that thing versus like
Yeah.
the laser beam it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not. Medium range fights are not easy. With the
I think
Maddox.
throwing Matt on a Matty and putting Nick on the ICR would be a really.
I
good
would
thing.
try. I don't know. That's what
I would try it too, but
I think Nick should have just used the fucking KN. I think he should have used it the whole tournament. It has stock. It's nasty. I think he should have just ran it the whole tournament because he can't use a Maddox straight up.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know. I personally think if that, I've seen Nick do very well in this game when his team is playing well. That's the one thing. I just feel like right now their hard points so like all over the place. I just feel like they don't.
Nick was a
I don't know.
bailout at Fort Worth. Like he was like you couldn't camera him. He
Yeah.
just jump out with the rampart.
Yeah, but like when his team was doing a little bit better in the league, like I saw Nick have a lot of good maps. It's just I just feel right now they're just making it so hard on themselves to just do well. Like it's so this game like as a player, like I got shit on the beginning of this year, but just not being on the same page with your team. I'm telling you, it's really hard. It's really hard to play hard point in this game from behind.
For sure.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah, I think it's a
They
bit.
didn't
of both.
make any
I'm not-
progression, and they tried to play the same way, but they forgot. Like I guess they forgot they didn't have a rampart, so it's like you actually have to play different. Like you can't be on the back end like that.
Yeah,
it is tough.
It's a different play style.
Yeah,
It's
no,
different.
it is, and slide canceling and challenging some of the best players in the game is just not easy sometimes. I don't know. I think they just obviously have a bunch to work on. That's really what it is. Because I think he's a lot better than what he's showing up. Like I know he's had his moments in World War II, but like when you're really like he's way more talented than I am. I promise you that. And like I was able to like hold my own here and there. Like he
So
has
am
it in
I.
him. No.
It's not that.
You're absolutely garbage.
But
But it's like he can really shine when he needs to. It's just right now
Yo,
it's
hold
very
on.
hard.
What does the X Factor stat mean on COD?
No, I saw
'Cause
Brack
Nick-
was number 1. I was like, what's that
Wait,
mean?
what does that mean? What does that mean?
Because Nick has a negative .12.
Stop.
If
Dude,
you-
I saw Brack was number 1. I was like, what's this stat mean?
Yo.
Yeah, I don't know
What?
what
I
that
don't know
means.
what
I
that.
don't
Wait, who's number 2? Like who's number 2, 3, and 4? Like,
So if you sort it by X Factor, this has to go by like worst. So Nick is number 1 for negative 0.12.
No, you just have skills the other way. So like the top, it's Brack, Method, Scraps, General.
Yeah, so Nick is the worst.
Arcane 6.
wait.
So Brezzy and
Nick
Nick.
is I don't know what the stat is.
By a
I-
mile.
I don't know
So,
what that
so look,
is.
so look, 70. So there's 80 total people on here. So number 78 is a 0.10, like positive, right? And then it jumps down to Brezzy, who's a negative 0.04, and then Nick's a negative 0.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to this topic. We can't keep
maybe
roasting Nick because
maybe X
I
Factor
don't
is
even
like
agree
last
with
event to
this
this event or something
Oh,
like that.
Wait,
alright,
what is the rating stat too? There's like a rating stat, or is
I
that what you
don't
guys
know.
are talking about?
So rating is weird. It would take a while to explain it.
Rating makes no sense to me.
It's,
It makes
No,
like a COD stat. It's like,
it's like
whip or some weird
yeah.
baseball stat. Combines a bunch of fucking.
I
stats.
don't know. I think I talked about it, but I like rating for a match, but I don't like it for overall tournament.
I just look at
Trent had
adjusted KD,
that rating
bro.
stat is garbage. Yeah, I don't know what that rating stat is.
No, rating stats are actually good for matches after you watch it, but it's weird, dude. Like
Yeah,
an
that's
ICR's
weird.
rating is never going to be as good as a Maddox, and like an ICR could have made crazy plays during that game.
All right. So we can start taking some more questions from the chat now. One of them is this guy's been repeating it. Why can't Gen G close?
All right.
Mental block, bro.
Actually, I want to touch on this real quick.
Yeah, so touch on it.
I get asked all the time, like when I'm streaming, like why Gen G isn't one of my favorites, or like why I consider them a dark horse, basically not a favorite. I think sometimes people forget how difficult it is to win a major tournament in Call of Duty. Like, I think all of you guys can speak to it. It is not easy to win a major. So they have a combination of 5 players that have never won a tournament, never won a major tournament. They have a bunch of young players on it too. I just think part of it is like I know this sounds so stupid, but they just need to close. Like they need to win a tournament, and I think it becomes so much easier for them if they can somehow just get over that hump. But I think getting over that hump,
It's not easy.
it's not easy. You can speak to it more as players, but like
Yeah.
it's just hard. It's hard to fucking win. You need to like have this mentality that you can win a tournament, and I don't think a lot of people have that.
You think a
So
lot of
what
people
about-
you think
So,
you think a lot of people just show up and like
No,
Like, yo, we got like no, like we got fourth. Like,
so
that's
I
not
answered
bad.
this in
Like,
my stream yesterday. Joey Nubsy was in there, and we were talking back and forth through the chat, and we kind of agreed on it. But I think there's when it gets to like Sunday, so like Gen G, they're amazing up until like late Saturday when that bracket round 1 hits and stuff. There's like a switch that needs to be hit on like that day. Like somebody has to step up. Like for example, Enable fucking fried. Like he was like number 6 for KD for one of the days, like just going off. Like somebody needs to like ramp it up when he gets to that point, because every team that gets in that good situation is thinking like, yo, we have a legitimate chance at winning this, and you're playing against the best in the world. So like Gen G needs to ramp it up like at some point. And there's nobody hitting that switch. Like it has to be like Envoy or Nagafen or Major Maniac. One of those guys has to hit a switch and start to like go above and beyond. Like you have to go above and beyond to win a tournament now. It's not like it used to be. You can't just be like, we're the best team here and we're just gonna play like this the whole time. You can't. It's very hard.
It is really fucking hard now.
There's a switch that needs to be hit. Like TJ Halley hit a switch, fucking fried. Simp and Clayster both hit their stride on Sunday, and they 3-0'd everybody. Like they flipped that switch, and some people have it.
Hitting that stride on Sunday. Yeah, hitting
Decimate, for example, he hit his stride, and they made that run. Like Gen G just doesn't have a player that's doing it yet, and maybe it's just experience.
Yeah, it could.
I mean, you guys reverse sweeping them was the dagger, dude.
All right, well,
you guys literally took a dagger to their fucking.
That weekend could have gone very differently had they closed up.
Yeah, you know why? Because Gen G can beat Optic, and Gen G versus Optic to be in top 3. Like, man.
I think Gen G would have beat Optic. I think they would have.
They might have, dude.
All right, next question. This is more for me or Nameless. It's analyzing or playing, and same for me, coaching or playing. What do you prefer to do?
Oh, I don't even know how to answer that.
Mine's easy. I prefer coaching over playing. So.
I preferred playing when I played, and
that's
like,
that's how
I wouldn't prefer playing now. Like, you just see what the fuck Simp did at this tournament. I'm all right.
I'm good. You're good.
Davis would have been fucking cross-eyed by the end of
it. Dude, all I know is when I play rank play and I get into Barrels Hill, like I just want to slam my PS4 through the wall. Like, there's just I'm all right.
Yeah, no, that frequency U hill. I played 10s last night, man. That frequency U hill sucks. Like the shoot beating down and the 85 people sliding. Oh, dude, that hill is tough, man.
Dude, I swear, I'm sitting.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sitting outer. I'm first hill on Seaside. I'm sitting outer preaiming, and it's just better for the second guy that gets there. He just kills you every time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, well, no.
Because he slide cancels it, he snakes up on the heady, and you're dead.
Yeah, I'll just criticize the guy who gets gunned from that heady. I'm okay.
Yeah, you really got to win those, bro. You know, it's much easier to say like you got to win those.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I prefer analyzing's fun, dude.
I love Call of Duty, and like coaching's kind of analyzing. So it's like I love like analyzing COD. I love looking into COD, and like being a player is a lot of work. Like a lot of people.
It is.
Like, it's not as like obviously being a professional player, like it's a great life. I'm not saying that, but like there's a lot more work to it than just playing Call of Duty. Like you got to really be on top of your shit at all times, and like it gets stressful. So it's like
the biggest thing I miss is obviously number one. Chris, you could probably agree with this. The biggest thing I miss is number one, just like competing, like just being at a tournament, playing in front of a huge crowd, because that would have been awesome. And then number two, having the possibility of just like winning a tournament and making 100K in 3 days, like that. That's like just that possibility of like going to a tournament and just winning a big lump sum of cash in a weekend. Those are the two things I think I miss.
All right. This is a good question, and I agree with you. Yeah, like I definitely, my thing is the crowd. When you made a good play and you stood up and the crowd was going crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. You know what I mean?
That'd be when you would start yawning and be fucking weird.
Yeah, but like you could still hear the crowd.
Stage 1 playoffs.
Still hear it.
Closer to 1v3.
That's a great impression. No, I mean you could still hear the crowd though. Like you know, like it's just a good feeling.
Yeah,
but, like,
it's the adrenaline, the kick that it gives you. That's what it is.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
A drug.
Like even though I was yawning, I still felt good.
I don't miss scrims.
I get the crowd just as a commentator, dude.
Dude,
the crowd was fun.
Hated scrims. I hated scrims. The last 4 years of my career, I hated scrimming.
Well, scrims can be a pain. Scrims can be a pain sometimes.
Yeah,
not like physically annoying, but that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes it can be like just stressful sometimes.
Dude, I'd wake up. Of course, I'd go throughout my day. I'd have a great day, and then I'll scrim, and I'd just be like,
if I had to do mock casting every day, I'd poison myself.
Dude.
No, see, scrims are good if everybody shows up on time and you start.
Just like, dude, Clint, you remember last year Arden 4 CTF? Like, imagine like when you get to the controls, like the worst game combination, you have to play them, and then it's like, oh, we have to comment.
No one wants to play. No one wants to.
gamer grip in my eyeballs.
Bro, no one wants to scrim Seaside Control here and there.
Dude, every night, just imagine if we had to commentate Ardens for a CTF.
That's why Jack quit casting.
Right.
That's why Jack left.
Right there. You didn't want to do it.
No, he literally texted me like, I can't do it anymore.
Yo, that shit would pop up and we'd just be like, all right, we're gonna go to an Astro Gaming lesson.
The lead player after a 5-minute half has 6 kills. There have been
good.
18 total engagements on the map.
Dude,
that is amazing.
Oh my god, that was awful.
All right. Actually, this is a good topic, Tommy. You kind of brought it up, and we can talk about it because it's been so relevant in the community this year. Showing up on time for scrims, like.
Yeah, dude, I don't get it. I still don't understand. I don't understand, bro.
Who doesn't show up?
A lot of teams just look at Twitter, bro. Look at like what the pros have been tweeting. I mean, I'm not gonna say any names. I don't have to. There's no point in going into it and naming people.
Most of you are children.
Yeah, you guys don't.
Insane, dude. I've never been late for a single scrim. Chris, from all the years we teamed, have we ever been late?
No, Tommy's actually good at being on time for sure.
Never.
I'll back you on that.
I don't get it. If you go to bed really late, set an alarm. I don't understand. Like,
this is a whack complaint to me, dude. Just get the fuck up and get on.
Lack of respect for others.
Well,
I see people complaining about it, so it pisses me off.
What kills my vibe is we should be done scrimming by 8 Eastern, and sometimes we don't finish till 10:30, 11, and I'm sitting here like, dude, what the fuck is going on?
Yo, Tommy, that ties into the last talk. Sorry, Chris, but like not having to plan stuff now, like you can just go out and hang out with friends. I never understood when we played like 6 days a week, especially if it's like 3 weeks out to a tournament. You can't go out with friends. Like you miss out on everything, including life. Especially if you have like a girlfriend and stuff. And you want to go like enjoy your time,
have a dinner or something.
Can't. Yeah, like after you do your stuff during the day and you scrim, like if you start scrims at like 4 and you finish by 8, you can go meet up with people and enjoy your life and have an actual life.
Dude, I feel bad for girlfriends that have to date pro gamers. Because fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, you can't make plans. Like, you just can't. Like, if I make plans with my friends at, like, 9 Eastern, and I'm not done by 11, by the time it's fucking 11 o'clock, they're gone. Like, they're done. Like, whatever we had planned is over with.
Yeah, because they have work. Like, keep in mind, we're older now.
Like, they have regular lives. Like, they have to get up at 9 o'clock and go to work. So it sucks. Like, it definitely sucks. Like, people just showed up and were mature about what they did, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
So my thing is, like, obviously, I'm going to go both sides here. Being late in the sense of actual practice doesn't matter because, like, if I were to show up or scrim at 6:45 and you're still going to play me, I'm still going to get the maps in, I'm still going to get the practice in, whatever, right? To, like, being selfish about it. But, like, my thing that makes me so angry is, like, more of, like, the disrespect to other people's time. So now that it's kind of getting more professional in the COD scene, finally, like, it's great. Like, I'm, like, being a coach, I go into little coaches chat. I say, yo, team scrim for 6 and 4 tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I find my scrims. I get them all lined up. If the team at 4 o'clock shows up at 4:45, the scrim for 6 o'clock is now screwed up, right? You know what I'm saying? So then, like, it becomes the team at 6 doesn't want to wait for you. They get another scrim, and then you end up sitting there with nothing. You're not scrimming, and you're just like, all right, well, now you just wasted an entire day of doing absolutely fucking nothing. Like, it's more or less, like, not actually, like, the practice part of it doesn't matter. Like, obviously, you still get the maps, and you still get practice, but, like, it's just the being respectful to other people's time and, like, just getting
part of it is, like, hard. A lot of I'm not calling this, don't take this the wrong way, but I think a lot of pros just haven't had, like, real jobs.
Yeah.
In the sense of, like, a job where you're held accountable more. Like, as far as being on time, like, you show up late to a job. Let's say you work in a produce department at a grocery store growing up. You show up late, you get fired. Like, I feel like a lot of them, like,
that's exactly what I did.
They haven't. Yeah, so did I, actually. That's I was in high school. But a lot of them, I just feel a lot haven't had that. Maybe I think it's part of it. Like,
yeah, it could be.
They just haven't had that, like, real job where there's, like, any sort of,
or like sports, like, or even if you played sports and you had practice or something.
4 o'clock practice means
the whole team's doing suicides.
You had to get on the bus. Yeah, if you didn't show up to practice on time, you're doing laps, bro.
It's just a culture. It's just a culture with gamers, man. I'm hoping it starts to shift, but it's just.
Well, I think it will start to shift very slowly. I think, like, I can find my players if I want to.
Next year will probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think once people get a little bit more power to, like, actually keep on top of their players and stuff too, I think that will help. But, like, I can find my players if I want to. I
just feel like we're so far into, like, Call of Duty esports. Like, how is there not, like, a strict schedule where, like, people are playing 6 days a week and then they have 1 day off? Because I talked to all you guys and you got so many people complain about not being able to enjoy their life. Like, Cap was telling me.
Well, when you get a little bit older, it's annoying.
Yeah, Cap was telling me like, dude, like I've been scrimming every single day. I haven't been able to like go do anything. I'm like, that's like not good, dude.
Part of it is, and again, why I say like next year might help. Like part of it is just there's still a lot of I don't know, not enough legitimacy with some of the orgs and some of the positions you have with people within it actually holding people accountable. Like I think a lot of that'll start to change, but you just have a lot of I don't know, people in power positions don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't have the right people hired. Like don't have people holding the players accountable. Like Chris, you do that great. A lot of teams probably don't have someone doing that. So
yeah, like if I ever actually had to, I'm
start
allowed
to shift,
to.
and I bet you if we have the same conversation a year from now, it's looking a little bit different.
I agree, and I mean I've been waiting for the day Enable shows up late. Don't worry, I've been waiting for that day.
You're gonna lose your other thumb.
Yeah, exactly. I've been
You don't
waiting.
have to worry about Preston. That guy's locked and loaded always.
No, Preston's issue is
Preston
sometimes
was-
he sleeps.
Sometimes he sleeps. That's the only thing.
But
sometimes he'd
it's
fall
just
asleep,
no.
but-
I think that will go away slowly. I just hate when like I have 2 scrims and the first team doesn't show up, and then I'm sitting there, and then another team gets another scrim, and then like literally instead of getting 2 scrims, you just sit there and you're just like, all right, bro, we have nothing to do now, and then like the whole team's like not mad at me, but like they're like, what the fuck did you do? You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, I've come a long way though. I mean, when I first
no,
started,
it's
like, people tweet like TS question mark.
Yeah,
like, it's definitely
it is
come a
so
long way.
much better now, but like I think people complain and like or bitch about it just to make it just because they want it to be better. You always want.
Well,
to
it's
keep,
different
like, getting better and
now
improving.
because people make so much money now. Like, if you're not getting on, like, are you? Like, what the fuck?
It's
are you
actually
doing?
your job now. This is not a
Dude,
hobby.
this is no hobby anymore, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's not a hobby.
you're my teammate. Like,
and 90% of the time, like there's always someone that's willing to take your spot. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in a really good spot. Like you don't want to just blow that because you couldn't get up on time. If you can't wake up at fucking 4 p.m. Eastern, like I don't know what to tell you.
Also,
You know what I mean?
I don't even want my teammate to wake up and instantly get on the game.
I hate
like,
that.
dude. Go do like get up and like eat breakfast. I don't want to play the first 5 maps.
Well,
I
the
don't wanna
first
play
3 maps are a waste of
I'm
time.
gonna go shower while you guys did another scrim. Like what? So I gotta do everything.
That was our problem too. Like Chris, like last year, like if players would wake up and get online, we would complain about it all the time. Like, dude, the first 3-4 maps are just a waste of time.
Last year, I snapped last year and just started screaming about how like I'm tired of warming up for the first 3 maps of the scrim. Like you don't get good practice, you don't know what your maps are. Like it's just annoying. If the scrim is for 4 o'clock. For most, like, this is how I've always, like, lived, like, my life. Like, if anything's for 4 o'clock, you should be ready to go at 3:45. Which
you guys
means you should be warmed up at 3:15. You know what I'm saying? Like, at 3:15 to 3:45, you should be playing.
Get on 30 minutes earlier.
Dude,
you're on 30 minutes before.
Dude, if our show starts at 6, we have to be there at 4. And, yeah, we're sitting around doing nothing, but, like, at least we're there.
Yeah.
Ready.
That's super easy.
I gotta powder my head.
Yeah, you do. It's shining. It's shining, Maven. You definitely do. All right, I have another good question. So what do you guys think is the most important influence on a team or important like role? The SOG, the ICR, or the Maddoxes? The most important. You think it's the SOG?
That's pretty hard to say.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good one.
It's been subbing like every.
So you think Enable's our most important player?
I don't know. Actually, it's hard. I think it depends on the teams. Like,
I think Octane's an anomaly.
I think Ian is very good, and I think he's very important. But I know a lot of people won't agree with that. So that's
Octane is a glitch, dude. I think for short-term success, like how Reciprocity had a crazy tournament, Sogs for sure.
I think that overall, just if you were doing a percentage, I'd say SOG for most teams. But they're outliers for sure. But I think that's been the way. I think it's been that same way in every Call of Duty. If your SOGs are like making plays, it makes the game easier for everybody.
Yeah, unless you have like
just look at. I think TJ's a great example. Look at the teams when he's playing well versus when he's not. Like it's just the game looks comically easier when he's frying.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both though, in the sense of.
Definitely.
I know I'm always in the middle.
Most top teams always have back when it was 4v4. There's always like a really good AR, a really good SOG.
And then pairing. No, it's definitely. I think a lot of teamwork though kind of goes a lot farther than any of those roles. Obviously, it's not the question, but like, I think having those teamworks make certain players play better. Like, because was Sam. Now, I wasn't on 100 Thieves, obviously, during Vegas. I was too busy getting smoked there. Was Sam playing well at Vegas? Did Octane play well at Vegas? I'm talking Octane well.
Godlike, bro.
No, but did he play as good as he played like lately? Like he's been.
You're asking me to think pretty far back.
I don't remember. And I was thinking to myself before, like, I just feel like you could see it, like even in 100 Thieves, like if your teamwork gets on point, you get a lot better though. But when the team is functioning as a unit, like it's a lot easier to prosper. Is what I'm saying.
A good example of this last year though, like I remember LG was frying in World War II, and they played FaZe, and like Zoom Octane had been destroying, and Zoom and Attach smoked them. I remember you guys like Arden Forest, Hardpoint. You were frying so hard that Octane could never get comfortable. Octane could never get set up. He could never get in position. Just got fried. Like when Sogs are going off, like the team cannot get. You just can't get comfortable. I feel like the whole game. You can't get set up. You're not in power positions. I remember specifically watching it. Like you guys.
I remember that series.
Oh, you just shit on them because Octane literally couldn't get to headies. He couldn't get to power spots because you guys were just in his ass.
Yeah, I mean that's what
that was the first time I had G Fuel.
Oh, dude, I remember that.
But like that sticks out in my mind.
Yeah,
like I remember you just taking him out of the fucking series because you guys were just smoking their Sogs in their back line.
Yeah, he didn't like playing against them.
I think to answer that question in a pretty easy way is like if you ignore the teams that have like superheroes like fucking Octane or Dashy and shit like that, like the teams that are pretty good are teams with really good Sogs. Like Envy, for example, like Decimate and Hook were godlike.
Yeah.
You look at like even Gen G. You look at Reciprocity and they made their run, like Splice, for example. Like these teams are really good and they have really good Sogs. So I think
you make the case. You make the case for every single role. It's just I think percentage-wise, I'd lean. I don't know.
Because in my opinion, like if you're ICR, like when Octane's frying, dude, he's disgusting, dude. Like if you're playing against an ICR who's just constantly on a heady, constantly beaming and.
Bro, remember what I used to say about him when I was the AR? I was like, I hate playing.
So annoying, dude.
Did you watch that gunfight? Did you watch the one Mud Dog tweeted where he just gunned to BZ? Like that was just so stupid.
Dude, he wins gunfights that he shouldn't.
You just feel like as a sub player, you feel like you're weak going into every gunfight. You can't cross anywhere. You can't poke anywhere. You just have to sit there and just like do nothing and just wait because you know he's gonna pepper shots into you.
I hated playing against Sam. Remember all last year and even the beginning of this year, I was like, dude, I hate playing.
He's the one guy I could never beat, dude. I could beat Formal, I could beat Clay, I could beat Flasher, I could not beat Sam.
I've beaten Sam a lot. Like in my career, he's beaten me too. But like, even when I beat him, I didn't feel like I beat him.
See, I hated when it clicked for me. When it clicked for me as a commentator, I know I don't see the game the same way as you guys. But when it clicked for me was IW 100%. He was the one guy that could rival Formal. Like when you're talking just NV4 and NV4, he was the one guy that could lock down Formal. And like at that time, I thought there was years in a row where Formal like just didn't lose gunfights. Like he didn't. Like, when he was in his good spots, like he just smoked everybody. Like Octane was the one guy that just bullet for bullet could go right there with him, and that's where I was like, holy fuck,
he was so annoying to play against, bro. I hated. I used to hate Classic and Slack because I'm like, why the fuck do these guys get the team with him?
What?
It's funny. It's funny you said IW before I even got it out because that's 100% when it clicked for me.
Yeah,
he was watching. I was just like, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we used to talk about it all the time. We hated playing Octane. He hated playing us apparently. So like, just playing him was just so annoying. You just get a squeak every time. I will never forget London Docks just crossing to that tin hill, that lower docks hill, and every time I'm one shot. Just like he would just I fucking hated it, dude.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, so that was a good answer for that. I asked,
But is there any game? No, real quick though, is there any game that we can think of where we wouldn't say sub?
FG meta, World War II.
FG meta. I would probably say
like overall for a title, I guess. I don't think
probably not. I mean, the only title that you really can say that is this game with all the ARs and how important your Maddie, your Maddie can be. Like Maddie.
I would say the majority of IW until the end meta.
Yeah. Before the ERAD became like a really heavy thing.
Even
there really just wasn't a sub. Like,
even when the ERAD was nasty, like
that's right.
NV4 could pretty much dominate the game. I mean, like you needed an ERAD. Don't get me wrong. ERAD was needed to have an ERAD, but like your NV4 needed to be insane in IW.
Placer carried me to $100,000 with Val, and that he was like but we had Dylan actually. That's not true.
Is it weird that that's one of my favorite weapon metas of all time? The MV4, the K-Bar, and the ERAD. I loved that meta. I loved it. It was just so clear. It was so clear what things were good at. And you could say that for this year too, but the Maddox is sort of a do-it-all at times. Like that game was so crystal clear what things were good at.
I liked it too because the guns changed over the season. Like what was the best? Like K-Bar was the best, and then like it would like change.
Well, I'm talking like late game, like late in the game, like when it was.
And there was a gun for everyone, like players that were like more like kind of AR, but like faster. Like
I guess you could say AW though, like the BAL. The BAL was kind of.
Oh, Black Ops 3 had a pretty good meta when it was like HVK, Man of War, depending on the map, M8 and VMP. Pretty good meta at that time. I think Champs meta Black Ops 3 was like the pinnacle of gun meta of all of COD.
I kind of took us on a tangent there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Now, all right, we can switch it up a little bit. So, Sally is a dog. Your favorite person, Maven, has a serious question. It doesn't happen often. So he basically, long story short, for this question is, how do you balance? And this could go for even like you, Maven, as a caster too. Like, how do you balance listening to like legitimate criticism and like filter out the like toxicity? Like, do you think it affects people or do you not? Like, You actually think it affects people? This has been talked about so much, but actually
what we
answer.
say? Or
No,
teammates?
no, more like the teammates. Not really, because I feel like there's not too many toxic people left.
You mean like fans?
But more
like
fans, more fan base.
Okay, if you mean Twitch chat, Twitter chat, I think it's the same for me as you guys probably.
And the Reddit's a big thing.
That shit.
There's a lot of pros.
We have actual talent coaches that'll talk to us. I wish it was more frequent, or like from your peers. I don't know. I mean, Twitch, Twitter, never. The only thing that Twitter or Twitch or something has ever helped me with, or Reddit, is sometimes you don't notice if you're developing like a word you just use a lot, commentator, like a crutch word. I'm better at it now, but I still have it from time to time. So like every now and then, like I'll see a comment on Reddit, like, oh, Maven said this 7 times, and I'll be like, oh, I did say that a lot. But outside of how I should cast, bro, if I casted how Reddit wanted me 2 years ago, I'd be trying to cast like Merc or something. Like it was always like, oh, why don't you know the game better? It's not my fucking job to break down the game. Like I literally like, if I listen to what Reddit said, bro, I don't even know what kind of comment.
Yeah, for me, when I have an issue, if there's something that I read it and I'm like, and I don't instantly just shun it, because I pretty much read everything. If I don't instantly shun it and I'm questioning it, I'll go up to like Clint. I'll just be, hey, what do you think about this? Or I'll go up to like the producer, Ethan, or I'll just talk to somebody.
That actually is a big problem we have right now, though. And I know this is separate from players, but I think that is one of the single biggest issues with esports in general for talent is since it's so raw and since it's so young, there aren't very good feedback mechanisms because even though we'll use people, we've had people come in from ESPN and I've talked to the Overwatch guys, like they bring in experts from ESPN and they're very good at bringing in experts. And they're like, hey, this is where your hands need to be. This is where you should break down the storyline better. This is where the pacing should be. All that stuff helps. But as far as like what you're actually talking about within the game and stuff like that, like there's not really anybody. This might be something that like Nameless or I will be good at 10 years from now when we're done commentating and we're helping others. But like there isn't really, it just doesn't exist yet because there's no one really in that role. Like I know I was talking to some of the Overwatch guys and this guy was like trying to give feedback to the analysis. He's telling them how to talk about this with like stats in the game. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that doesn't make any sense because they just don't get it at that level. But that's actually a big issue in esports right now. It's just not.
And
really
since there's no precedent, and since there's no precedent, there's people who like certain things you do, and there's people who don't like it. So you just kind of have to be yourself, and obviously
that's my number one piece of advice usually to talent: is to be yourself and have fun. Typically, if you're having fun, others are too.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing for pros because when I was a pro, it's like, unless there's something that's like really pressing that I know I'm fucking up on, like I would just ignore it.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like Tommy, do you think you actually think it affects players or you personally, like whatever you obviously want to say, but like, do you think like
I don't think so. I don't think it affects anybody.
Yeah,
nice try, Tommy.
I really don't. I think people respond. Like I've responded to people, and I've gotten fine. Like FaZe is fine to me for.
Wait, Tommy's responded to people before? No way,
dude. Tommy definitely affects you, bro. I used to roast Tommy, and he would literally try to kill me at the next.
You think it made me worse?
No, I think it made you better, but that's affecting you.
I mean, yeah, but it didn't. It never made me worse. I never sat there and was like, "Ah,
man." Okay, but we're saying affects. So, for example, Tommy, it affected you in a positive way, but it can affect other people in a negative way.
I feel like it's probably affected a few players.
Give me an example.
There's got to be a few players out there.
It happens all the time. Tommy,
no one's gonna 100%. Come out. No one's gonna come out and be like, "Guys, I let the Reddit affect me in a negative way." No one's gonna do that.
That's true.
But like, I feel like it's definitely like being the guy on Reddit. I mean, fuck, for half of my career, I was the guy on Reddit. This guy sucks. Drop him. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it definitely could be.
I'll give you advice for any player or commentator.
Never really hurt me.
I didn't do this when I was younger. I didn't do it when I was like a newer commentator because I like would try to soak it all in, all the negative. It would like tear me down. Just start fucking blocking those people, bro. When it comes to like Twitter and Reddit, like I get some fucking bullshit like just ripping into me about something that doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, see ya.
I block all of them.
I like reading that stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
so I mean, I think some people can, but like it's just.
So like I don't know, like dude, what Kenny was going through in the beginning of this game, bro. I don't care what anyone says, and I'm not even saying that because I'm his coach anymore. No bias,
no, that affects you,
bro. Dude. Kenny, like handled it perfectly. He did it. Look at him now; he's fine. Like you know what I'm saying. I just feel like a lot of players that went through with what Kenny did, like some that would have definitely affected, bro. The entire Twitch chat, Twitter, Instagram
Slack
comment,
too?
everything. Like, bro, it was just Kenny sucks. Kenny sucks. Kenny sucks. Kenny,
there
you know
are
what I'm saying?
varying
Like,
degrees of mental toughness.
Yeah, that's 100%. What I mean. Yeah.
Some people are mentally tough. Some people aren't. 100%. Yeah,
dude, I remember I called Kenny out. I went on like a rant, and this was at Vegas.
Probably.
I don't remember what event it was, but I went in on him, and then like he tweeted me after. And he's like, "Dude, you're right." He's like, "I got to get better." And like I've gotten arguments with people after stuff that I've said, but like he handled it great. Like some people don't handle it like that. after playing. You guys know, Tommy, Chris, like
Yeah.
some people get pissed.
That's what I'm
at
saying.
what
Yeah.
they read on there.
Yeah, no,
It fucks them up.
and some people get defensive, and some people ignore. You know what I'm saying? I was just wondering because I feel like a lot of people have never dealt with like what like Kenny or TJ even like a little bit in this year. Like those guys got hated on pretty badly. You know what I'm saying? And some of it warranted, some
Slack
of it
was the
not.
worst,
Slack, yeah, even Slack, bro. Every
It
Twitch
was the
chat.
worst.
Well, I mean, Slack for his entire career. How many more times can this guy possibly get top 4 all year for people to say he sucks? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He got it.
you know what I mean? Like,
Worst, dude.
but like he's very, very good. Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
Clay got it. Everybody gets it. I mean, Cap
Yeah.
and Clay, when their little debacle that people are going in on both of them,
Yeah.
they handled it great.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's just I don't know. It's definitely something to talk about because it's never really affected me too much as a person, and I've been the guy that everyone said sucked my entire career. You know what I mean? Like that's just gonna happen, honestly. So to answer the question, Sally, it's just basically.
Well, I think
person.
well, and I think it depends. Like the biggest response though is like when you get that shit. There's two different types of people.
Yeah.
The two people that are like mentally tough enough to know they're doing things the right way and keep doing it that way, and the people that it affects to the point they change what they're doing. Whether it's through a commentator or player, like you switch up your style, you start playing differently. Like what can I think of? I remember Benson years ago. Like I think people got in his head a little bit. Like they were going at him about how he would yell too much and stuff, and like it affected him in a negative way as a caster because like I think he's better now and he's found a balance between it. But like I think people got in his head a little bit like years ago, and like I don't know, it's tough because you can hear so much feedback. It's like some people can push through it and keep doing their thing, or some people, I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I should have affected me in the beginning of this year. So, I mean, it happens to everybody. Same thing with Pac-Man. He was getting destroyed on the Reddit. He was getting destroyed.
Dude, all I would tell Pac-Man, keep doing your fucking thing. People are talking, keep being yourself, and keep spouting bullshit because I love it. And
now, like John, I mean, he's gotten way better. Like I think he's killing. I laugh at half the shit he says, and he fucking spits facts up there. So like, you just gotta keep being yourself.
That whole desk thing cracked me up. Like people was, I missed the old desk. No one was fucking talking about the old desk.
Dude,
I used to watch the viewership cut in half the second we went to analysis break. Now people are talking about it. I don't care if it's positive, negative sometimes. If people are actually watching the fucking desk and talking about it. Like, I've been in this shit a long time. People didn't give a fuck when some people were up there talking about stuff.
Dude, there was a thread.
So boring.
And it was like the funniest. Never mind. It was just like the funniest desk.
It
was like it showed like one of the old. It showed like one of the old desks, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I don't even remember that. It's like what the hell were they talking about?
Well, I mean, to be fair, like I just don't think it's very hard sometimes for the desk to really like break down and analyze COD because like you see what we're doing right now. Like, by the way, if any of you guys do want to go and like we can end this, like
an hour.
Yeah, just say because like I don't want to keep you guys here, but like no,
I wasn't saying we've been on here long.
No, I know
like, we can break down COD, but it's been an hour.
Bro, this has been an hour and 20.
Hardcore analysis. You know how many people actually give a fuck about hardcore analysis?
Yeah, you gotta be
people that watch COD. How many actually want like a big breakdown of something?
Yeah, no. I've had people roast me. It's like, dude, he started to break down the play and then he just stopped. Like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, because there's a guy in my fucking ear telling me I gotta go throw the break.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So it's like, dude, what weirdos at home like mad at me for on that play? Like, dude.
And that's what I mean. It's hard to break down plays with like 5 seconds. You know what I mean? We've been here for an hour and 20, and I feel like I can still go for 5 more hours. You know what I'm saying? Because I can always just talk and bullshit about COD and break it down in depth, and we're not even really analyzing gameplay. We're just talking, but like. If you were to throw a hardpoint minimap right now, I could talk about that shit for years.
Also, I want to say this about this before we move on from this topic.
Go for it.
I don't even know how this came up. What is it even the topic? But like,
I like to yell.
When you're breaking down a play in a game and it's in front of you and it's on your screen, because I've seen people post videos like breaking something down, like this guy's so good. Yes, when it's right in front of you and you can see it and I can see it and I'm breaking it down, yes, it's easy. When we're on a desk segment and the camera's on us and there's no visual aid, I can't just like bring up a situation, break it down to you. No, I can remember it, but like I can't tell you number 10 was replays and number 8 was ZooMaa, and they did this. Like you can't fucking.
I love what I'm commentating. We know how crazy COD is. It's fucking fast.
It's not possible,
like,
dude.
You missed this. I'm like, yeah. There's so much going on. Like, yes, if you sit there and pause and rewind and watch it on YouTube, like I'm sure you saw something I didn't.
Yeah, I know. Like it's not possible post game to do that. It's just not.
To give you guys some credit as well, like with what you just said, Maven. Every time I coach, there's a lot of the times where like we'll be coaching and like Austin will be like, Chris, you see that? You gonna say like bring it back, like we're like to like talk about the thing, And like I even miss it. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait, what are you talking? You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, slow it down. What hill? What you know what I'm saying?
We're
Like
seeing one POV at a fucking.
it's not
10,
yeah,
and
it's
there's
definitely
a
not
lot
easy.
going on.
Definitely not easy. I will
It's
give
also
you that.
insane when we have like a pool play and there's 4 matches going on, and then like we go into another one. Like they didn't even break down the Bravo match. The fuck you think I'm an android? Like this shit's not downloaded in my mind, dude. I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
It's
I'm
true,
sure
though. People don't give you guys enough credit for sure.
I'm sure it's not as great as it can be. We're obviously
I mean,
always working
there's
on
always
stuff.
there's
I
always
get
room
plenty
for
of love, and I
improvement.
love my job. I just laugh at some.
No, there's definitely room for improvement, but at the same time, it's not as easy as it looks. I mean, that goes for almost anything in life, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
Yeah, I mean, you got to work hard. You got to do the best you can and get better every day. But
Yeah.
like, just some of the complaints, since we were just talking about feedback, like some of the complaints are just there's not legit. You
Yeah.
can't.
I'd be like Pac-Man. I want you to say something crazier next segment. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
He says crazy shit though. Like he said, 100 Thieves were gonna win playoffs, and I roasted the shit out of him. And there was a 300 commented thread on Reddit saying Pac-Man's a fucking idiot, and then 100 Thieves just won the tournament. And there's no Reddit post saying Pac-Man's a genius. So
Remember all that
dropped
shit
the ball.
Pac-Man said? All that shit he took when he said like the Niles should drop their roster and rebuild?
Yeah, and they're fucking ass, and they dropped their team.
What happened? What happened? What exactly happened?
Like they were not good. like Pac-Man was the GM of one of the best teams last year, won multiple events, and I also think if that team stuck together and got Donnie,
They
like
could have, yes, they could have.
they were planning to do,
like,
they would have been
called
amazing.
that like so mean and ignorant. Like, no, it's his fucking opinion.
Like he knows what he's doing. Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Sometimes I feel like people don't watch like. I'm not trying to go in on fans. It's just I
Do
feel
they
like
not
people
watch
don't watch
sports?
like a lot of sports shows and stuff. Like
So it's
some of the stuff
different.
that's said on like talk shows and
Oh
shit.
my God, yeah,
compared
it's
to, like,
horrible.
What
It's
our guys
crazy.
will say? I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you watching?
So
It's
like
way more brutal.
Yeah,
it's
a lot more
because
brutal,
we
yeah.
represent the
For
COD
sure.
Road League, but we have to work.
Yeah,
We have to be like the COD Road League, but then we also have to be like Stevie A, Max Kellerman.
No, I know. I've always got that.
Bayless,
Like, I
and
remember
Sixer.
Pat got mad because I went in on a player on trading shots. He thinks it's weird on the main commentator, and I'm also getting in players on one of those shows. I get that, but like that's my job.
You have to. We
One
wear too
day,
many
one
hats.
day it might be very different. We've got more third party coverage, but for now, it's my fucking job. I wear a bunch of hats. Cover my bald ass head.
But that's to keep everybody entertained. We tell stories. There's a narrative.
No, for
It
sure.
has to be.
All right, we can talk about one more topic at least. I don't want to keep you guys here forever. So yeah, once again, say the word if you want to get off. It's fine with me.
I'm having
But
fun.
yeah,
I'm
that's what I'm
chilling.
saying. I could do this for hours. So yeah. But
Fun.
we have
I'm
two
chill.
teams that people have been saying in the chat a lot. People want to talk about the envious losers bracket run and then FaZe in general. So obviously, Tom, is kind of harder for you with the FaZe thing. But what do you guys exactly think? I know we touched on it a little bit, but do you think top 4 and that losers bracket run from Envious is like consistent? Like, do you think we're gonna see that again, or like, what you know what I'm saying? The same thing with FaZe. Like, don't get me wrong. I already talked to chat about this. I'm not really gonna touch on the FaZe LG thing because I already touched on that a billion times, and like, it's just I feel like
You got robbed.
Yeah, I think FaZe got robbed. I'll say that. But like, so FaZe could have had a deeper tournament. But like, do you think like we'll see better or worse from both teams? Obviously, FaZe, Tommy, you don't have to answer that one. But like, in general.
You're gonna see better from us. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I'm
yeah.
not gonna-
Okay, of course.
Like,
Yeah,
I
that's what
just
mean.
know, like, based off scrims and the talent on our roster, it's gonna be up to us. Obviously, we could go and get shit on. You know what I'm saying? I obviously don't think that's gonna happen, but I think we're capable of going all the way, without a doubt. I think we have the talent to do it, and I'm not scared of any team. And I think Envy has the talent to do it too. I think and Maven said this before, dude, the talent is just insane now. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen at a tournament or at an event. I mean, people didn't expect us to win season 1 last year, and
I have picked 3 winners in a row though, so somebody knows.
you're just a genie, I guess. You just know everything.
I just pick LG every tournament, so I'm 1 for 3.
Okay.
No, I think Envy will get to a final. I think that they were nasty, and I think Pat was underwhelming, and I think Hook will get more comfortable, and I think they'll both get better. I think they'll get to a final this year.
Yeah, I think the potential's there. I guess kind of hard to say it's not. I mean, if Hook played like his normal self, they'd beat United. I think 100%.
I think Envy was. I think Envy
Hook
had
a very, very pedestrian, average player series. If Hook played like Hook,
so
maybe that
people
also
were
shows
saying
how good Sip and Abizi are as a song duo too. If he had that much trouble, I don't know.
people were saying that was the hardest group, the one with Spice and LG, and I think Envy's group was the hardest. And I also
Our group
think
is pretty
that
hard.
I think
they got
Envy and
top
FaZe
4 out of it.
I think Pool D was definitely the hardest.
But like look at Pool C though, like Envy, United, FaZe, like
I think we had.
I think
you guys are the hardest pool.
I think
Or
that was the
B.
hardest pool.
I don't think like just the way LG and Spice played, like
They both kind of came out flat. They kind of.
So I think Pool C was the hardest, and like I just think that Envy has so much potential. They got last in their pool and still got top 4. Like I have a lot of faith in them. And then for
H
FaZe,
has
I
somehow
don't
put
know.
a team around him capable of winning.
He's been finessing, bro. I don't know.
I mean, I think
I don't fucking.
I think Envy is really good. I think they have a lot of talent. The only thing I'm worried about is like not Kyler playing good or Hook. Sorry to say Hook, but like Hook playing good because like obviously I think he's one of the most talented players in the game. I think that's a no-brainer to say that. I just feel with that team, like him getting comfortable will be important, but I'm scared if he starts playing better, will like someone else start playing kind of worse, just because that's how you kind of see things going, COD. Sometimes we're like, right now I feel like he's kind of getting baited. I don't like to use that excuse a lot, but he is the first guy in. He is the first guy in. That team's a little bit slower of a team. They're still a really good team. I'm not talking down on them. I think they're very good and talented. But like I think if he gets comfortable, that could kind of hurt someone else's role on there. So it'd be weird. I definitely think they're an unbelievable team though. They have some of the best talent. So it's like I don't know.
It's a play style thing.
Yeah.
Last year when it was Hook and Decimate, if I remember right, like they literally won every series with those two, smoked everyone, and lost when they didn't. Like they had some series last year where those two together were just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, think about that team, dude. It's such a good it's such a good roster in terms of like, dude, they have a search and destroy God squad.
Yeah,
and then
that's
they
what
have,
I mean. They have a lot.
They have
of
like the search players that are like slayers too. So like if they like their search was 4 and 5 at this event. Like if they get better at search, which I'm sure they will, that team would be nasty. Yeah, I just think the dynamic in search will be weird because you have like Pharaoh and Decimate who kind of they come from the search scene. Those guys are like individual plays, like kind of like how TJ is. And like Pat is not letting that slide. So they're gonna have to find like sort of an agreement.
I don't know. I feel weird after this tournament. Like I feel like 100 Thieves and Optic are the only two I feel good about consistency wise to make a run to like a final. Everybody else
United
I still
10 and I'm just looking at records. They went 10 and 2.
I thought you were saying about it United. I was like, I don't know. I still like have a question mark there sometimes.
I did not know they went 10 and 2 in search.
Yeah, they were nasty.
I feel like being that good in search is hard to keep up though. Personally, I feel like it's.
Oh, they were good in the
league. I think they're going to be a very good search team. I just think Simp and Abizi are too good at search alone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's super important to a team. Obviously, we weren't the best search team at the tournament, but like, I think that's super important to a team because there's gonna be times, like to win a tournament off of respawn only, you just got to be showing up 3 days in a row with all the talent around. It's very hard to do.
It's only happened.
Yeah, it's very hard to do, and like I think.
And Sam's been like every team that's done it.
Well, but Sam is a very good respawn player. That when he does show up, it's very hard to keep up with him.
When was he nasty? Was it IW? He had like a nasty search stat line. Like one game he did. Well, granted, IW search was like TDM, but like I think that game like he had like a nasty KD or something.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I think Jetpack S&D is a little bit different though too.
Yeah,
like, that's a lot more gunfights, and Sam's good at that. Sam's good at gunfights.
I mean S&D in this, I think this is the worst game in terms of S&D that we've had
over
the past 5 years.
Well, it's a lot better now. I think with the specialist change for sure.
I don't think it's specialist. I think it's just stem. I think because of the stem and the shimmies, I think this game in S&D is just so hard to make plays.
I mean, a lot of this game is just kind of running at each other.
Tommy, I agree. I 100% agree.
I agree with that.
That was
Making
my
plays,
issue in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you've taken out every goddamn gun that you can make plays with. Let's get rid of the Mozu.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting started on that topic.
I just think it's hard to make a solo play. To be honest, it's just hard to like.
It is when you get.
Dude, not only that, like
wait, the Mozu would not Mozu would not
absolutely help you.
So you're telling me?
Oh, the swordfish, just one.
Okay, the swordfish definitely. But you're telling me the Mozu's gonna make me do an individual play and search?
I mean, dude, if you had
absolutely can help you make a crazy play.
Like, not a solo play. I'm not saying crazy. I'm saying solo.
I'm not going down the fucking.
No, of course we're not. We don't have to go down.
Bro, if you had a swordfish, you'd be killing. Like snipers wouldn't be jumping around that fucking A Street on Arsenal so much. It'd be way better.
Well, because you can actually burst them. I definitely.
Hate that. Dude, the snipes I see Simp and Dashy hit make me so happy that I don't play anymore.
Wait, the quick scope that Simp hit on us on that gridlock final was unbelievable.
That was my favorite moment from the final.
That quick scope.
I liked how I casted it. I liked his play.
I liked how I casted it.
No, seriously. After the play, I was like, "Fucking nailed that." I remember thinking to myself, I was like,
"Bro, I actually talked to Sam about that specific play. We were talking about it like after we won, and we were like just going back and forth. And then he's like, dude, I got those. He gets the first snipe. It's no big deal. Then he quick scoped, I think, Enable running down the street. Beautiful shot. Yeah, of course. And then literally Sam said he was like trapped in sushi and he just heard the crowd going, Oh, and like he's like, bro, I'm fucked. Like, there's no chance I'm coming out of this alive. And he just jumped out, challenged, and got smoked. But like, yeah, he said like there was no chance once he heard like Simp like aiming at him, like he knew clear cut that Simp had him pinned. It was just done. That was a crazy clip, especially in the finals.
Yeah, it was. The craziest clip ever is Dashy snipe on Arsenal.
What, the backstairs?
From lobby to mid when he just jumped and just blind
fired.
Oh
Yeah.
Makes no sense. What the fuck was that?
That makes I stood up, I grabbed my hair, and I was like, "This makes no fucking sense. Like, this is not normal."
That was crazy.
Well, dude, crazy. I mean, it's so weird how sniping in this game has actually helped. Like, I thought 5v5 sniping was going to kind of suck with like the health and stuff. I didn't think sniping was going to be like that important, but it's like one of the only guns that you can actually.
No, see, I said the opposite when the game
first. Yeah, it was weird.
Dropped.
I don't know. I didn't expect it to be so important.
I said that sniping was gonna be OP because like the health is just so high. The only one-shot gun is the sniper. So like,
I hate snipers, dude.
Yeah, so do I.
You get picks with that.
I just hate snipers.
We come from the same era, dude. I hate.
Yeah. You guys ever get rid of snipers? I'm done.
I've been historically historically I've been a good sniper like for the most of my career. I didn't snipe too much, but the only thing I don't like about sniping is that I love the teamwork aspect of S&D. And like sometimes like if someone's sniping and they're on it, don't get me wrong, that is talent. I can't snipe like Dashy.
It's not consistent though.
It's definitely not consistent, but I can't snipe like Dashy. There are people that are better than others at sniping. So it's definitely a skill set, but like sometimes, bro, when like last year, like in World War II, if Dashy was sniping and like he was hitting all the shots, there is nothing like you could almost do. Like, yeah, you could just run the other side of the map and run away from him.
So whack, dude.
So it's like I do see both sides of the argument though.
Great for the viewers.
You know what?
No, it's awesome to watch. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against it saying it should be taken out. I'm just saying.
FaZe Testament in the Pro League. See, I think Testy would be nasty at S&D in the Pro League. Like if you were to put like if we had a sub and we had Testy as our sub, I would throw him in S&D.
Well, in this game with no smokes, if you can't smoke him out.
Who the fuck is Testy?
He's disgusting, dude. Just go watch.
He's a really good FaZe sniper. Like actually really good. Yeah.
There's zero chance he would get a kill versus United.
No, bro. He's like bro.
Wait, he can snipe people.
He's good. He's really good.
I would outsnipe that guy if I played.
No, you would not. No, you would not. I don't think. I honestly
competitive sniping is immensely different, dude. He's shooting fucking bots walking around on 60-inch TVs. He's not shooting somebody locked in at a tournament on a 24-inch monitor.
If he played S&D with the shot
I walked past Pomage and Sprat playing 2v2s, and they were getting fried by fucking randoms from the crowd sitting down and sniping.
I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, yeah, if you set them up, they have to hold a lane. And
Testy's on another level, dude. That kid looks like he has aimbot when I watch him.
Dude, I'd kill that guy with a Mozu cross map.
No, you
Flint would beat that guy for sure.
On this, not on this exact topic.
Sniper.
Wait, never mind. On this topic of like not sniping, but just plays in general. We were kind of talking about like the Dashy play and all that. What do you think is the best play you've seen all year? People are saying in the chat like there's like a conversation about it. What's your best play you've seen all year so far?
What Kenny just did on Arsenal.
We didn't see it from his POV though, which is kind of.
That was probably one of the most important plays because I think that 1v1 was for the ship.
He let a player go by, right? Because he saw a player, he let him go by, called him out, snuck by somebody, popped a 2-piece in the bag, and then gunned Karma off the heady for the 1v1 to win the.
Where the fuck did you watch this? How do you?
What do you mean? Now, you see it on the mini map, and then Kenny.
Oh, I know it wasn't on the broadcast. That's why it's tough for me. You didn't see it from his POV.
There's no way you just broke it down like
that. You didn't see it from
Kenny did kill War and Tempest in that too. Which
you know what pops in my head for some weird reason? The Celium play from the Pro League qualifier. Remember when he killed 4 on like.
Does that pop in your head because of the chat, or it just popped in your head? Because everyone's saying in the chat right now.
Oh, that was disgusting.
No. Yeah, you're actually not really all right. I'll give you credit.
No, I didn't look up at it. No, that Celium play popped in immediately.
Yeah, the one.
So I was gonna say, for me right now, obviously I'm so biased because I was on the team and it was a heated moment, and I've never seen anything like that when I was. That was crazy. That 4-piece in closet, like
I've never seen anything like that, dude.
That was magical. That was magical. Like I could not believe he got 1 out of that, and then he got all 4. That was insane.
Dashy's 1v3 he had on frequency was really disgusting.
That was cool.
From West Fort Worth. I think I'd have to look through some of the Twitter clips.
Of course, yeah.
League, but,
you probably forgetting.
The Celium one definitely pops to my mind because
the Celium one is definitely one of my favorites. That's like top 2 right now.
I don't know. I can't pick. I watch so much COD. I don't even fucking remember.
I think Kenny's was the best.
Well, I mean, I think Kenny's was way more important than Cell's, like obviously because it was, but like, and that 1v1 was for the championship.
It was just a smart play.
But like, I just wish we got to see that like entire thing develop from Kenny's screen.
Well, it's also like, God, that was a big optic blunder. Even allow him to do that too, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no, that was
no one
Optic's
had
fault
eyes
because they
no
didn't
one had
watch
eyes
it.
in the
Yeah,
cross, so he
yeah.
gets pushed up.
Period. Yeah, no, that was
As
definitely.
much as that was a sick play, like he should.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
that's
Stump's 1v2 with Crash at Vegas was nasty.
yeah.
Who's?
Who was that? When Scump
Yes.
killed the guy, trapped himself in
I
the
don't-
corner, pop Crash, and reach out. It was on Arsenal at
remember
B-Bomb
that.
site. Dude, that was
a cool one.
incredible. It was
Yeah,
an
that was
incredible
dope. I
play because it was
remember that.
early in the game and it was just like,
All that pops in my mind from Vegas is like Tempest plays.
Yeah, no. That's
Tempest was so OP.
That shit was just
well,
a highlight
bro,
reel every
I
time
mean,
so
bro,
he
watching.
unless it was slacked.
Wait, I'm pretty sure Slacked was like top 3 in kills at that event with the Tempest. I'm almost positive.
No, he wasn't.
No, I'm almost
No, he
positive.
wasn't. No, he wasn't. JP was he? There's
is
zero
J-
chance.
is JP in
He was
here, bro?
the worst
JP's gotta be
player.
watching
He
this.
pulled that shit out and he got smoked.
He got smoked. There's no way. There's no way he just said that with a straight face.
Wait, no, I swear, I'm pretty sure
Nah, he
that there was a
That's
stat that
fake
came
data.
out. Bro,
That is
RJ
fake
saying it, bro.
data.
Hey,
JP's
there's a
got to be
stat
watching
of
this.
When it was on his POV on the stream, he had 3
But
kills.
that does not mean he's bad with it if he
No,
got
I
the
know, I know.
kills.
No, it was funny. I just remember every time he was on stream. it just,
Wait, JP isn't here. He said he doesn't have the specialist stuff. I'm almost positive there was a stat. I'm almost
No
positive.
chance.
Crowder just made up a fucking stat.
I'm
He
not
must have
making
got.
up
He must
stats.
have got like
there was
30
a stat.
kills.
There was. I remember looking at the stat. I'm pretty sure we were looking at it together, Chris. In our,
Yeah, and we were like,
No.
wow, he
Pretty
actually
sure.
did pretty good.
He must have gotten like 30 kills in one map with a Tempest. Like, there's just no way, dude.
Wait, Metal's taking off Zin off the jet heady at the PLQ.
Oh,
Wait,
that
that
was
was
sick.
sick.
That was
That
sick.
was
Yeah,
disgusting.
that was sick.
Nasty, dude.
I don't-
5-5.
Bro, I don't even
I
think
remember
that was
I was like,
Method's
what
fault.
the fuck?
Yeah, I don't even
Just-
think that was
no,
Zinni's
like,
fault.
he just
I
got
was just like,
fried.
oh shit.
Yeah, you
damn.
got shit on. Just
Nah,
5-5
Zinni didn't do anything about
heretics.
that, dude.
That whole round is play of the year up to this point for me. Now I remember that. When I
That
Yeah.
rest.
was really wild.
That
That
was
lucky,
wild,
Lucky hit that snipe in the window.
bro.
That was
That whole round. Wait, that whole round. But I mean, I feel like right now the round that like once again I'm biased was like the control that we played against Optic. I think that entire sequence was like the craziest thing we'll ever see this year. I don't even know what happened till this day. Like
that was them like, yo, we're nasty. We deserve to be here, and now we're here. Like they were.
yeah, no, that was for them. That was definitely important. That was insane. Dylan's clutch against Gen G and losers. I don't remember that. Do I?
I still think the best match of the entire weekend
feel like I
was
didn't watch
you
that.
versus Optic. I think it was Optic. If we look back to this last weekend, this is off topic, but I think
Yeah,
the
You're fine.
best match I casted or watched was 100 Thieves Optic and Pool Play.
That match was nasty, dude.
I thought that was the best match of the
Wait,
weekend.
wait, why? Like,
I just remember casting with Joe. I was like,
it was a good ass match.
so good. I just remember thinking like these two teams are so much better than everybody else when I was casting it.
I mean,
Like I don't know, it was just good Call of Duty.
I get a lot of
That's-
questions about that, and that's just the one.
Joe and I walked away from it just like, holy shit, no one is
Dude.
beating these two teams.
Dude,
this
the
weekend.
Optic 100 Thieves matches are fucking amazing. They're just like two fucking nasty teams that are
I
fundamentally
picked
sound.
100 Thieves to win, and
shoot
after watching
straight.
that, even when you guys lost, I had no concerns because like that was just.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
we
match was
we weren't
incredible.
like worried in the sense either. Like not like saying like we weren't worried about Optic. Just in general, we like didn't leave that match like holy shit, we're sucking. We're not winning this.
Yeah, because
tournament.
it was weird. I got back to the hotel after the day was over, and I go to the elevator, and I see Slasher, Enable, and like some other 100 Thieves cameramen and shit. And like usually, and I saw them, and you know, like when people lose and you like see them, you don't
When
want to like
Slasher loses, you'll know.
Yeah, so naturally, like I'm friends with them, but I don't want to like engage in conversation. But like Austin looks at me, and goes, "Yo, what's good, Ant? How are you?" I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's just a
Yeah.
loss you're not mad about, I think.
It-
Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just, dude, it was just two teams, two
Yeah.
like 10 incredible players just going at each other.
I mean, we walked out of that match knowing like A, we were both in a good spot. It wasn't a stressful match, but B, like you lose to a team of that caliber, and sometimes you can like make mistakes and be like, "What the fuck are we doing?" You know what I'm saying? But like sometimes you just lose and you're just like, "That's just a good fucking team," and like let's do
Yeah.
like we'll see you again later. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of like the mindset. Like there's so many good teams like that. So yeah, no, that was
Damn, and
definitely
you
a good
guys
match.
losing that match gave you guys like a way harder bracket. You had to play United, Gen G, and then Optic. Like Optic played.
Yeah, we
FaZe,
didn't have any.
great team, but they played FaZe and Heretics. Like both those teams were not as good as the other ones.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we didn't have a break. I mean, I just feel like there's just too many good teams now to even have
Well, it
that.
should have been.
on my
It should have been
phone.
phase splice, and maybe that's a different conversation.
Wait, I have it.
Yeah, it
RJ
should've
just sent
been
me a
FaZe,
text, bro. There's a Reddit post. It says top 5 overall
Fake,
kills
it's
with
fake.
profits. It's Dashy was number 2 at
top 5
49.
overall.
Clay was 52, and then Slacked had
Is there a
41.
map? Yeah, but is there an average per map? Because
No.
he could have played more maps. Like, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's actually true. That's
It's
a good
that's
point.
just
Think
it's just
if he
fake.
played, think if he played 5 to 10 more maps than the other team.
Yeah.
There's
no.
nothing you could tell me. He was the worst Tempest by mode.
Like they got top
Sorry,
four.
Slack, I tried.
He went deeper than allowed. No, he could have been much better. But every
No,
time,
no, yeah,
every time he was on the stream,
It's
bro,
not
like
that
got
serious.
popped. They're just like, oh.
No, I definitely see where all the banter and stuff was coming from because he just couldn't even like in the beginning when he first started using slam, he just couldn't catch a
And
slam
the fact
break,
that he
bro.
gets the 5-man too is too.
Oh, that
good.
was literally perfect.
Oh, that's a play. There you go. That's a play.
Wait,
up
that's
there.
not
No,
a play.
it's not.
He
He
hit
just
triggers.
He just went like this.
What?
bro.
He went like
That's all he
this,
had to do.
yeah.
Absolutely, that's still up there. That's wild.
That's what?
We won't see that again.
I think play of the year
We'll
was
see that again.
Clint.
Well, I hope not. I
smoking
hope not. There's not
Formal
5 people in
blackout.
one spot to get slammed.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's play of the year. I just mean that's like in the combo.
But
That
I
was
think
wild.
your league play
Wild.
Tempest. I think Ant just said this was better than that play. Just in the
No,
sense of like,
Clint smoking Formal, rushing up top of mountain, killing him was the play of the year.
We're not gonna tell anybody that you stun them. All right, Ant. We'll keep them between us.
I can't
Yeah, he
believe.
two-pieced him.
I don't
Actually,
even
Rick
care,
and
bro.
Formal.
I'm surprised Formal didn't kill you through the stun with what I've been seeing out of you in Blackout lately.
I was bad today. All right, I was bad.
You
today.
weren't good.
I'm gonna let it.
You definitely weren't good.
Brush off my shoulders. I think I'm getting sick. I feel something. My sinus is developing.
Speaking of that, I can't wait for the next Blackout After Dark. Those things are fun, dude.
We
Yeah.
got what 3 in May, I think.
Yep.
Do we? Are there a lot of them? I don't even. I don't know the schedule of them.
Gonna be fun, dude.
Of what? What is it?
The Blackout After Dark things. All right.
That sounds
You-
lit.
See, I'm
Sure,
gonna
it's fun.
see if the chat has any other questions before we wrap this up because I don't wanna. I wanna try and get like as much topics as possible. But there's a few people asking about Illy. I mean, I don't like
Is the plan to do this once a week, by the way?
once every 2
thinking
weeks.
maybe?
Once every 2 weeks. No, I don't want to overkill it. I don't want to like
I'll
go
probably.
crazy.
Honestly, if we're still gaming together every day, if you don't have a bunch of other, I'll probably just join you each time.
That's-
if you
that's
have a
fine.
spot.
Dude, I just hate streaming sometimes where I'm playing COD and like, you know how this is, all 3 of you do. And like someone's like, bro, like what happened on that control in this specific situation and this? Could you go in depth about it? It's like, I can't and kill and carry Maven and Blackout at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not possible. Like it's sometimes I try to do my best, but like I feel like having something like this every once in a while and like hearing other players, casters, talents, maybe like even like family members of players, like just like thoughts of Call of Duty, like I feel like it's just a way easier way to like answer a lot of these questions and topic. And then if
Yeah.
anyone ever comes into my stream again and asks, yo, what happened with LG and FaZe? I can say, go watch the damn podcast.
Well,
You know, we didn't talk
now
about
your-
that one, but you know,
now
what I'm
your
saying? Like,
chat's just gonna be when's the next podcast.
that's fine though. I can be like, all right, it's on this day. You know what I mean? Like we can get a bunch of people. I don't know. I just feel like it's way better. But the last thing I'm going to talk about before we wrap this up, because this was supposed to be an hour, it's an hour 45. We just kind of went with the flow. Illy people are talking about Illy. This is kind of hard to talk about because like obviously I haven't seen him play too much variant. But do you guys think Illy will be like the next simp in a sense? Not like as good as simp, but like you know what I mean? Saying like yeah, it's hard to.
I have no idea.
That's what I mean. Like I know you guys are asking about it. I mean, I think Illy's super talented when I played against him. I think he's a very good player. I think he's really good at search. My one thing I'm going to give to him, other than being super talented and everything, is if you're really good at search, you're one of the top dogs at search, that instantly gives you an advantage in variant. I don't care what anyone says, because that's 2 of the 5 game modes. If he learns how to play hardpoint, if he's the thing is like I don't know how smart he is in hardpoint and stuff. If he learns how to play hardpoint, he's going to
I'll
be
be
in the league.
honest.
He's really
I
good.
was responding to a DM,
Yeah.
but of the up and coming people we expect to be really godlike, who hasn't lived up to it outside of maybe like Blast hasn't gotten there, but I think he still can. Like I think Blast.
Oh, he
can
will
up
get there.
But
Yeah.
like every other like guy that you were like is gonna be like the next thing has been
Well,
good.
bro,
Like, I basically I think there's a 1% chance that Illy isn't fucking nasty.
Illy will be a
Yeah,
good player.
I think Shotzi will be nasty too, due to the sole fact is that I'm pretty sure Shotzi was like one of the most talented Halo players, right? Am I wrong about that when I say that? I don't
Yeah, he was.
know.
I think he was.
So
He was,
if he was playing with Hook and he's considered as talented or maybe a little bit more, I don't know. I'm not a Halo expert. He's got the talent. He'll be fine. I think he'll be unbelievable. It's just
it might take a little time. Like
yeah,
Formal
exactly. I don't.
was
Yeah,
instantly enabled. Took a little
Yeah,
while.
that's what I'm saying. I think he'll definitely be fine. It depends on how smart they are learning and stuff. I don't know these guys too personally, so like it's hard for
Yo,
me to
you
talk.
know who would be
Somebody-
nasty if they grinded, dude?
Who?
Mental from Gears. That kid would be fucking disgusting. I played a lot
Yeah,
of
he's
tournaments
good.
with him earlier
Yeah.
this year.
I
'Cause
played him
dude,
too.
dude, this guy, he's a maniac, dude. He'd get on, we'd play like back-to-back 3-3 tournaments. We'd like win one. He'd get off, he'd go play like a 2K, win that shit. and then he'd come back on the COD, and then the next week, and then that weekend he'd go to like fucking Mexico. He'd go to Mexico City and get MVP and win the tournament and lose one map. I'm like, what the fuck? You're just playing COD every single day.
Yeah, no, he's unbelievable. It's
Dude,
like it's hard to talk about him, but most of the time they do live up to the hype. Like,
dude, I want Mental to play COD. I want Mental to leave Gears and come to COD.
Yeah, dude, I see like the Splice owner on Reddit and stuff all the time saying how like that kid's like their prodigy and like their bread and butter, and they can't wait to put him into the lineup. And so once that kid turns 18, like somebody on Splice is getting.
My mindset on Shotzzy is like, once again, I'm not a Halo expert, guys, but if you are as talented as Hook in anything, you know what I'm saying? Like in any shooting game, first person shooter, you're nasty. You're unbelievable. You're a freak of nature. Yeah.
You're not going from Halo to StarCraft.
Yeah, it's like it's console F. Everyone uses the same damn joystick. He's gonna shoot straight. If he learns how to play hardpoint and everything, he'll be fine. So I think he's gonna be really good.
Dude, I remember in that mindset. I remember doing because I was first getting involved with COD back then, but I remember the mindset from people about Formal, dude, and that's part of the reason I had so much like pride about him at first, dude. If you heard some of the arguments I got in with people like Neslo and Theory and all these people are like, there's just no way he's gonna switch and be good. There's just no fucking way he's not even gonna get top 8. And I was like,
that kid was.
The fuck are you talking about,
dude? Even out of the gates, Formal was nasty, bro. Even
I know. Like there was that mindset.
If you were that talented,
exactly. But people didn't agree with that. I'm telling you, 5 years.
I know that's just a silly.
But then again, there is a lot of talented Halo players that didn't make it.
Okay.
Well,
yes and no.
How many actually tried? Like
the only one that you can say is Snipedown.
Ace. What about
Ace?
Ace?
But even Snipedown didn't play.
But they were on that team.
But Ace is like
I'm not being. But is Ace the most talented player?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Like he's still a great Halo player, but I'm saying Shotzzy is a 0.1% eliteness. Yes. He's a freak.
There's just people that are nasty at games. Like if you take, like for example, TJ used to play Gears. If you take TJ and you put him on Gears and have him grind it, I think he'd be disgusting. I think TJ would be on a good team.
Right now, like when I was a pro, like obviously I was a pro. I had my maps here and there, but like I was never Kyler talented. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between 100%. Highly skilled and then pro. You know what I'm saying?
I think Mental's already better than I am at COD, and I played for 12 years. So
that's what I mean. So it's definitely, yeah, no, it's all right. That's kind of hard to talk about because we don't really know. It more to answer that question is if they can learn the game and like
they have the stuff you can't teach.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can teach the rest. Yes. All right, and then
might be on PC by the time he's 18.
Wait, Chris, before we go,
I have.
All right, we finish up this topic. Go ahead.
No, that topic's over. I want one more thing and I'm done. After this, we're calling
before we go, let's just talk about Game of Thrones, dude.
You want to?
It went from I think what might.
I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to spoil.
Show all time that's fucking out of there. But
bro,
actually, we can't talk. We can't
talk.
Why? Wait, why not? Why not?
It's been a messy piece of shit to me lately. That's all.
Why did Cersei, when she had all the fucking?
No, you can't spoil it, bro.
We can't spoil stuff.
You can't spoil it.
What do you mean? You're tweeting about it live, Clint.
But like
I don't. But like
there might be someone in here that hasn't seen it and they actually plan on it. Like we can't go down that topic, bro.
Whoa, if people haven't seen the fucking COD tournament,
bro. If this was a Game of Thrones talk show in a sense, then I'd be like, if you care about spoilers, get the fuck out of here. But like I feel bad, like you know what I'm saying, like I don't know. I'm switching the topic because I don't want to spoil.
I'm fine with spoilers.
I am too, but I don't want to be that guy.
It's just like out of nowhere, like it's like a COD show. We can't
we can't just go down that route.
Ruin someone's fucking day.
But the last topic, that this is a good one, and I have a feeling we might be on this for a little bit more than like 5 minutes here. But so COL or Optic, what were the best dynasties in COD? Like what dynasty was truly better?
I'm not answering that question.
You're not?
Optic was the better dynasty.
Okay, because
Optic is the best. Was the better dynasty? Because I beat Cole with me, Embos, Rick, and Parasite.
I don't even think it's a conversation.
Dude,
say which is the best. Which is the better dynasty? Optic. If you say which had a more dominant stint, then you could say
there's just
me, Embos, Rick, and Parasite beat Complexity off their 4-peat. There's no chance that they can be a better dynasty than Optic.
Wait, the talent pool during the Complexity days is nowhere near where it is now.
All right. So so what Tommy kind of just said is like my argument. So first of all, it's a little bit different. I think COL's dominance was the most dominant we've ever seen, right? Like no one have ever done that since. I do see that. But my thing is like, unless you're like fucking 40 years old or 35, I don't know the age drop off in gaming. It's probably around like 30. I guess. I don't know. Clay's what, 27? He's still going. So it's like, I don't really know like the age drop off, but like a lot of players that have retired that aren't playing now that were around back then did not retire because they were too old. Like even me, I didn't retire because I'm too old. I'm 24.
I didn't retire because I was too
Yeah,
old. I could
exactly.
still play.
That's what
I
I mean.
retired because of opportunities, and I didn't know where
And
you
some
can be
people
fucked.
are just more talented. There was no Dashy back then. You know what I'm saying? There was no ZooMaa back in Black Ops 2. He was playing fucking GB tournaments. Like, the talent pool back then, in my opinion, was not nearly the same that what Optic did against it, and is like still kind of doing, even though they're not the same team anymore. But like,
I don't like that argument.
I don't know. I just feel like
Wait,
I
why
just
don't
feel
you
like
like that argument?
I just feel
Because
like
I think it's relative to the time you're in.
no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think COL was more dominant, was just way more
I
impressive.
see.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
There's lasted like.
But
15
but Optic,
I don't know.
you know what I'm saying? Like, Optic did it in a more
A lot of
competitive
pros
time.
use
And like,
that.
I could say that in the sense of I was around both times. It was more competitive in Optic's era, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you can only be as good as the best team.
No, that's
So,
what I'm saying. I'm not taking anything away
the
from
best
these
player.
players ever. I would never do that. Like, I'm not
So-
saying that. I was around during the COL era, and I wasn't on top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're
So
just comparing the two. We're comparing.
I
Optic
just
quick,
think
and
what Optic
was around
did is
during
more impressive to
talented-
me
yeah,
because the talent pool was bigger. But I
100%.
think COL's dominance, what they did, is like, I don't think that'll ever happen again.
That's a rabbit hole going down. Trying
Yeah,
to
that's
talk
what I'm
about
saying,
talent.
yeah.
Trying
Yeah,
to talk
no, I
about
know.
talent in
I
certain
agree,
eras
I
because
agree.
I think it's relative. So like, I don't really think you can compare it. But in terms of just dynasty, I think Optics was
The answer's
longer.
Optic, and if you disagree, you're an idiot.
I'll just put it this way: who's winning? How many events did Cole win in a row? 6, 7? How much?
7,
was,
I think it was 7.
I
And
agree,
champs.
Optic's
Who
better
the,
dynasty.
who the fuck is winning 7 events in a row these
No,
days?
Never.
man?
Ever again. It's not happening
period,
ever
in that
again,
That's
in my
not
opinion.
gonna happen, bro.
It's
That's
completely
not gonna
different.
happen. It's
That's what I'm
impossible.
saying. But like, that's what I mean. Their dominance with champs and everything was unbelievable. I don't think we'll ever see that again, and that's
their
why I
story
think
was
they're
incredible too.
yeah, their story and everything. I think they will be like the best like dominant dynasty like for their time. But like in the sense of like, I was around back then. I wasn't on the top back then, and I was around during the Optic thing. You know what I'm saying? I played Optic in the finals a lot during their dynasty. I just feel like what they did was a little bit more impressive because of the sole fact that like there was such a bigger talent pool. But like, it's just, I think there's just two different things to view it at. I don't think you can compare. You can't compare.
Team to beat for 3 years. Oh,
And they also had the original real God Squad. So it's like
yeah,
now
that's what
every
I'm
team's
saying.
a fucking God
Yeah,
Squad.
every
but,
team's a
like,
God Squad. Yeah, I know.
Their team was crazy.
I just think it's hard to compare. I respect the living shit out of all players on both dynasties. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
100%.
unbelievable. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, dude, 7 events in a row is.
and Crim's just sitting back there like, ha, ha, ha,
And
like,
Crim's on
yeah,
both
they're
of
on
them.
both teams.
Yeah,
He
and
took
so
Karma.
is Damon. Yeah. So it's like, well, Damon was
on
on
for
half
what, like
of
a
it.
bit of
Yeah.
it?
I cannot believe they dropped Karma, dude. That's just think about this, for example. Damon sat out of a champs. Like, who knows what could have happened? Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's mind blowing.
Wait, imagine he
just
won that
sat out of-
one.
He just sat out of a champs. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
He's
no.
the fucking goat. And then he came back and won the next event.
I want to go eat food now.
Yeah. All right, we can wrap it up. So yeah, basically, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know how much we're gonna be doing this. I kind of want to do this like once every like
I'm down whenever.
2 weeks. Yeah, like just bullshit about COD, get people on, like or get like the same people on. We don't know. It's gonna be on YouTube to rewatch, yes. But I just wanted to talk about COD in depth, and I know it's hard to do while I'm streaming, and probably the same for these guys too. Other than Maven, no one cares about his opinion. But just in general, just talk about COD and just answer your questions and have some fun and just kind of bullshit with the chat. It wasn't some super professional podcast, obviously, but we were just kind of talking and having some fun. So thank you guys for watching. We're going to wrap it up here. We're going to get off.